Peace and blessings, family. Welcome to Sunday Sitting with Sisters. I am your co-host, Sister Rolanda or Osunleke, and we are joined by the other co-host who is.
What's up? Happy Sunday, everybody. It's me, Sis Khadijah. How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing great, just like I am.
How you doing? How was your week?
It was good. A busy week, but a busy week is a good week. But I'm good. Good week, good weekend. Still a little extended because tomorrow's a holiday, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I do what I gotta do. But it was a chill week. What about you, Pimpin'?
It was good. It was a full week. A lot of stuff done. But I don't know. I just feel like it was a good week. Very productive. You know, very productive. So well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But before we get into all this stuff, how are you feeling about all these damn videos about Cat Williams this week? Like he done set the internet
I find it to
ablaze.
be very amusing. I find it to be very amusing personally. I think it's funny. He's since we're gonna do some other interviews. I know with Willie D from Used to Be with Ghetto Boys and some other interviews, and he's kind of sticking to the same thing. His story hasn't really changed too much. Of course, he's a comedian, so he embellishes a little bit, but he's for the most part saying the same thing. And like I said before, nobody's come out and said he's lying. So I'm just curious. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick with my lightning, y'all. So go ahead, but yeah, because I look
So
like
I
a
have a
blue right now,
question
like a
about
blue
that real
alien.
quick before we go into all our stuff and even to you all out there watching. What is supposed to happen like when you expose someone? What is supposed to be the outcome?
I think
That's just my
exposure
question.
just simply to make aware. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the outcome's supposed to be, but exposure is really just simply to make aware and to bring to light certain things that people may not know. It's almost like an enlightenment, depending on what the topic is. But to me, that's what exposure is. I don't know if we're looking for repercussions or some type of consequence. I personally am not. I mean, I just think Cat was putting people up on game, um, and just exposing some stuff. And I just think it is what it is. He exposed it. He made some things aware. He brought some things to the forefront, and I feel like that's what it is personally. Some people read more into it. He trying to sabotage, and I don't know about all that. He may have his own agenda. I don't know Cat Williams or the people he talking about. But yeah, just my opinion.
No, I'm right
Just
there
my
with you.
opinion. Sorry, I'm trying to get
No,
my
no. You know what? I'm
screen to
glad, and
focus right to
can
my
you just hold
face.
me for a minute because you're very insightful, and that's why we you co-host with me, right? Because you be thinking like
Hmm.
the way I don't be thinking. Because sometimes I'm very much sometimes tunnel driven. Like I'm going just for that, but you also point
Oh
out
yeah.
things I never really think about. Do you think that there is an expectation from people when they're black that other groups don't necessarily have to deal with? And yeah, that's the first part.
In terms of what, like finances, in terms of your mentality, in terms of
Yeah,
what?
like you black, you supposed to do this. You black, we supposed to do that. We expect this
Well,
from you because I
I
noticed
think
that.
other cultures do. I think other cultures do have it because just like we know, they know one of them come up, you're supposed to be bringing everybody else up. That's just embedded in their culture. And at one time, we had that same thought in our culture. So some of us still live in those times where when we see one black person, we assume they're there to open doors for others. Nowadays we have people who get in that door and they just shut that motherfucker. They want to be the only nigga in that door. And so at one time, I think a lot of cultures think that way and have thought that way. That's why they're building community. That's why they marry within each other. They can hang out with all the black kids they want, and know all the slang. But when it goes time to settle and procreate, they get what they own. And so that's an expectation of them and their people. It's an expectation
Mm,
if you start making money, you give back to your community, you open a business in your community. That's an expectation of their community. I don't think we have many expectations in our community anymore on a real sense. Yeah, we say one of us, it should be all of us, but nobody really lives by that anymore in our community, unfortunately. There are a couple of them, maybe a few, like some sisters you may meet with or something like, sis, I like the work you're doing. I want to help you out or whatever. But that's far and few between. It used
that's
to be an expectation when you got a certain status or was able to get in certain doors people wasn't able to get into, that you would automatically bring one of your people along, because we've always had people that know how to get in there and get the job done. It wasn't about degrees. It wasn't about who we know. It was getting in there and getting the job done. We've come so far removed from that once people get in somewhere, they shut the door because they feel like they have assimilated, and there's no longer expectation. That's why I'm really excited that you're going to, be putting together this forum on February 1st, where the different candidates that are running, so black women can say what our needs are. Because for so long, it was an expectation of a politician that they were going to be put in office. We expect X, Y, and Z from you. We have gotten so far removed from that that there are no expectations when it comes to black people. It's a do all be all. And that's why we always get fucked over, we get passed over, or we're not considered for things, or we're typecast, or people say we're not a monolith, because there are no longer that, like, expectations is a sad thing. And you have to have expectations in order to function in a normal, healthy society. If you go along with anything and have no expectations, you're doomed for chaos. Period.
That's real talk. You know what? You just started something off. We're going to start from the top. So you talked a little bit about the meeting we're going to have on February 1st in my office at Earth Mama Healing, if you will, to look at the candidates. But some of the candidates have been invited. I'm still waiting for a few to confirm. But they're going to come and meet with a group of black women to tell us what we're going to tell them what are we expecting if we support you. I think you just hit on something there when you said we do this thing where we just kind of go along, but then we don't expect nothing. Like, just because somebody black is
We'll
running don't
go
mean that.
along, but then we'll go along, but we'll become upset when something that we feel is something that needs to be talked about is not addressed. But we never set any expectations. We were just happy to have someone black in there, or now the new word, the new term, person of color. So we never had any expectations of this person, and they knew it.
Right
So
on, right on.
it was never any feel. It was never anything done. I'm not able to see any comments. I see people watching, but I'm not able to see any comments. Are you?
Me either, Khadijah. I can't either. But so you may have to look. I
Okay,
got mine on live too, so I can kind of like right from the thing
go
itself.
ahead.
So I don't see anything yet. But yeah, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, so for instance, in the city of Sacramento, there's a lot of issues. I'm pulling together Black women personal invites who are educators who work in school, who in the streets with our kids. Like I want a variety. I'm not just getting Black people who are politically connected or belong to a sorority, because usually those people have jobs inside the state, so they're not gonna tell their truth because they don't want their job to be messed up. But I want everyday Black people, Black women, to come and share with us, and to share with the people running what they expect from them. Like, why should we support you? So, for instance, in
Mhm.
District Two, there's like 9 people running, and I think two of
Wow.
them are women or Black women. 3 of them are Black women. Damn, that's a lot. So you got
Wow.
this Alicia. What's her last name? Is that you see her last name? I don't want to mess
I
it up.
can't see it. Bledsoe.
Bloodstone. So she
Bledsoe.
says she's running, for the seat. Then there's Miss Kim Davies.
Hey, Kelly
She
Cooper.
Yeah, she's a
Hmm.
retired vice principal from Grant High School. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I know her because I've been working with her for years, and she works with a lot of Black girls, and that means something to me because we're probably the most overlooked group than anybody else out there is Black women and Black girls. Like we'll put something all day long to save the whales, to save Black men, to save criminals, but nothing to protect Black girls or what you're gonna offer us. So she's running. Of course, Robert Dickinson is running. He used to be a board of suits. I think he maybe still is. Then it's this sister, Ramona Landros. She ran before. So I think she ran for, she's a former Twin Rivers board, but she's a Latino sister. And I'm not going, I reached out to her too. And then it's his sister here, Penelope Larry. She's a small business owner and she's running as well. So I reached out to all the women because I want them to come share because you never know who will influence the person to vote for you. Then in District
Hmm.
2, I invited Katie Venezuela. I like Katie and I like the work she does, and she do not play. So she be about that life. I don't know this other dude. I don't know Phil. I can't even say his last name. But yeah, so he's running. I don't know about him. Yeah, I wanted to invite Katie out because I think that she's good. I think any way we can support her, we should, or ask her what can she do for us still. Because to me, you got to look at people's track record. And then in District 6 and District 8, these 2 people are running unopposed, but I still invited my Vang because to me, she's done a really good job. Now, real quick, I want to talk about District 2, and I think we should be paying a lot of attention. So Sean Lolo E has, I guess he was indicted or something on 26 counts. So there's a lot of goddamn counts. So That's why that seat is up vacant. And I don't know how wise it is. So we talked about this earlier about black people, but if we got four black women running or three black women running, do you think we're gonna get a black person in there? Oh, oh, thank you, Kelly.
I
I'm
don't
just seeing the
know.
messages starting to come through. I'm so sorry. Um, do you think we really gonna get a black person in that seat again when there's three of us running, Khadijah, that are black women?
I don't know. I mean,
You-
I don't know. I guess the more the merrier running, maybe but that's going to be a lot of black vote divided, to be
Yeah.
honest. But I don't know. I don't know too much about their district, so um, I don't know.
Is is Christine Jefferson? Is she running?
And Kelly said,
Do you
"Yes,
know,
I
Kelly?
do."
Okay,
She said,
good, good.
"Kelly said,
Okay,
yes, she
I'm just
believes
wondering.
somebody black will be in the seat."
Okay, I hope so. Thank you,
And
sis.
I
I was
love
just
my
wondering because
vein.
you see a lot of us in there that usually at the last minute y'all kind of fold in and then get behind the person. But I don't see us doing that as much anymore. And then lastly,
She
we're
said,
gonna have
"Veronica
Dr.
Smith." She said, "Veronica Smith is running as well. Please don't forget about her." Um,
Okay, I didn't see in
you
the
know,
B
Christine
article. So
Jefferson is a trustee.
who is Veronica Smith? Could you tell me who she is, Kelly? Because I didn't see her in the list. So I went off an article. So
Mhm.
if you could tell me who she is. Oh, she's a trustee. Yes, I know who she is. Okay, I know she was running as well, but she's not. And then the last one is this mayor's race, which we have Dr. Flo running, but she's also it's a whole bunch of people running for that seat. But I guess the kind of
Mhm.
like these people here isn't the one that used to be a city council member over
Yeah.
Katie's. Maybe I'm tripping. So we have Dr. Flo, Assemblyman Kevin McCarthy. He's the dude next to Dr. Flo on the white shirt. There's Senator Pan. I think he's a senator, but he's running for mayor, Dr. Pan. And then we have this dude at the end, Steve Hansen. Yeah, because he used to be a city council member for Sacramento. So Dr. Flo would be there making her case. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I really want to see more women in those city council seats because I think they can't do no worse a job than the men have done. I think I would
Mhm.
like to believe that women seem to be a little bit more about the issues a little bit, where men are just kind of posturing. Like I don't understand why we have a former
Yeah.
assemblyman running for mayor. I don't know both from what Dr. Pitt is assembly member or was, and then Kevin McCarthy, he is an assemblyman. So I don't understand why they're coming to be mayor. Y'all already were
Yeah.
assembly. Like what was your track record? Did you do a good job? I'm just saying.
Mhm.
So why are you running for
Mhm.
mayor? Is it because a black woman named Dr. Flo is running? I don't know. And these people, these supposed to be allies for black people.
Oh yeah.
But I
Well,
guess Flo may be a
that
little too
word
chocolate there. But that's just me. That is just
hair a
me.
little too natural.
Yeah, I just don't understand
Mhm.
sometimes when I see people. Stephen Lamar Watson, he's running as well. Yeah, I'm trying to focus on the women candidates because that's who I invited on February the 1st to come speak to a group of black women that I assemble who work in our communities, who work in schools, who are hall monitors, who are everyday black women, not out here trying to save the world, but just trying to work with our students and our families who are really doing the
As
work. I invited those women.
as well as the business owners that are black
Yeah.
women that are business owners out here who get overlooked.
Yeah. So that's who and I really want them everyday black women who also work that we don't think about. We think all when we think of sometimes the thing that pissed me off is that when we think about constituents or issues, we talk about homelessness, but what about home ownership? Do these people deserve to be homeowners? Does it have to always be about everybody that's homeless? Because everybody's not homeless. What do we do to get those people to the middle class status? What do we do? How do we do that?
Mhm.
Do they not deserve that? Like what are we gonna do?
And
What
and
are we
it's
gonna do about getting
and it's
schools even? Go
also
ahead.
it's also focusing on mainstream news articles as far as like police brutality instead of talking about the cause of black women dying. There are other things that we could be talking about versus homelessness or homicide by police or police abuse. There are other things that everyday people suffer just trying to go to work and take their children to school every day. You know, yeah, I agree totally. So I think that'd be an
Yes.
interesting conversation. And I hope people will come and be honest and ask questions. I really do. Because sometimes
Yeah.
people are really good about complaining, but never, when they get the opportunity to address things, to talk to people, they don't even show up and they don't even have a voice because they're too worried about maybe having an unpopular opinion. When it really be the popular opinion, people just don't have the heart to say it. So I think that'll be very interesting to see how that goes. Hey Alicia, hey Kelly, hey Sonia, thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank y'all. I hope I start to see some people
Hmm.
messages, so that's good. But I just,
Yeah.
and I do definitely stand with Dr. Flo, but I still want her to talk to, like, just because everybody's not gonna go to a rally, like, I just think we have to inspire people again, because I do think people are kind of tired, and I think they don't. It's this game right now. Our life feels like a game, and
Hmm.
I think it shouldn't be that way. We should not feel like our life is a game, and so I feel like we have to really, talk to each other, and share our concerns. What are our concerns? How do we feel about where we are in employment, where are we in housing, where are we with, all the different issues, education,
Hmm.
safety. We know safety is major because every 5.5 hours a black woman or girl is murdered by someone who looks like her, not the police.
And medical insurance. Some copays are more than your medicine.
Yeah.
Your medicine costs more than your copay. So you can
No.
afford to go to a doctor, but you can't afford to get your medicine.
Right on, Khadijah. So I think those the women that I invited to this February 1st meeting at my office to talk to all of these women that are running. And I was sharing with someone who's a politician. He basically said that was brilliant. He said because usually when somebody belongs to the group that he belongs to, they all meet about it. Because that's the other
Mm.
thing. Like, say if you are, just say, I don't know, if you're Mexican or Jewish or whatever, and somebody's running from your ethnic group, y'all usually have meetings with that person because you want your people to
Heck
have your
yeah.
back. But see, we don't do that, Khadijah, because most black people, and this is my truth, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I usually don't trust black politicians. Anybody who know me, because I think they full of shit. I think black people cannot depend on black politicians because they're like, I can't just help you, but every other group helps their group. But you're gonna get to me and say you can't help me. Like I'm for the
Hmm.
everybody. Well, bitch, I'm everybody. So you need to help me too. So that's why I'm doing it. I just want to
Yeah.
give them an opportunity to talk to us about what they're going to offer us.
Let's say
And
they peace.
yeah, and we got to get used to saying, well, what you going to do for me? Why should I vote for you? That's how I feel about this presidential candidate. I can't the presidential race. I
But
don't want no more.
we also have to get comfortable with if they look like us and their agenda is not for us, we need to be able to walk away and not support.
I agree. I
Yep.
agree.
And if the person that looks like us has a track record of being able to say and do what they say they're going to say and do for our people, then that's who we have to back, regardless of what that person may look like. Like we got to get our own way, got our feelings. We can't just be like, oh, this person looks like me or this person grew up the way I grew up. Hey, that don't mean shit. They had a whole different mentality and mindset when they're trying to get to where they're going. So just
So
my little
true.
two cents on that.
That I'm trying to be funny. I feel that way. I
It's a
definitely
lip service. Absolutely,
yeah.
Kelly is lip service.
Yeah, I definitely feel like
What
that's
was you
probably going to
saying?
be one of the harder things because so much in our community we get programmed to think like, well, it's us. Like that person's with me. That's why I think I wasn't shocked when people said some stuff about Steve Harvey. Like that's his right to
Hmm.
feel like he don't want to be with poor people. Like that's his right.
And Kelly,
We
when you say nobody has a plan, you talking about the candidates or the people that's asking for something? The people that are the constituents. You're talking about who are you talking about when you say people don't have? Because some people do have a plan, they just don't share it. Because what's the use of sharing your plan with somebody who doesn't have the like-minded mission? So some people think black people out here not doing movements. Black people just some people ain't saying nothing because we're not all moving in the same direction. We don't all have the same work ethic. We don't all have the same destination. So people are out here with plans and they making the work. Just everybody's not on it because they're through with dealing with, like you said, lip service individuals and people who not really about nation building and doing anything. So people got plans, they just ain't sharing that shit. That's what I feel. And
see,
even
but
those
I
who
think
plans may not align with yours, they got plans.
yeah, I was gonna say I think that
What
to
you
me
say?
is what I'm kind of talking about. Is when we assume that all of us are moving the same way. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I have more in common sometimes with people who are independent and Republican than I do with black people who are Democrats. Because Democrats kind of beg and complain a lot, at least the black ones. But the other groups be thinking so far out the box, they can't rely on nobody. So they just kind of move with the
They get it
people
done.
who moving like them. And most time it
Hmm.
don't be us. And then we call that person a sellout, or we assume that we know them because they're in a different party. But at least they with people who they know who they are. We the ones that ain't too sure about who we rolling with.
And at least they have a plan and they have movement. Your plan don't have to necessarily agree with my plan. As long as you have mobility, it's
Right.
good for you and yours. See, and I think that sometimes black people, we assume everybody is on the save black people train, and we're not even on the save our own goddamn train. We not excuse me, we don't work collectively like that to save ourselves. Or we assume everybody is supposed to. I got a little bit of spirits in here. We I think always supposed to, be on a save black people train, and we not even on that shit. Like we don't look out for each other as well as we could on some things. I'm not saying be all out f the government and all that because that's just ludicrous. That makes no sense at all. But I'm saying there are just some things that should be a given. It should be like when you walk past a black person, you see them in a professional setting. It should be a given that it's a head nod, a eye blink, it's something to acknowledge each other. We don't even have that anymore. That used to just be a given with black people, you know.
Mm,
And so, yeah, that's far and few between now. It really is. We were just out of school. Male harmonists came up to us. What are you guys doing here? Nice to meet you. Oh, this the program. I'm gonna bring some girls over to you. I know some young black lady walked by. And both of them said nothing. Well, I'm a people person, so I think I kind of included myself in their conversation they were having because it was a topic I was familiar with. But the other sister didn't come see what we were doing there. No communication, no eye contact. I would wait for her to
yeah,
look my way, give a smile, hey sister, nothing. And so that used to be something that we took for a definite
for
when we
granted.
seen somebody black. We just
Yeah,
connected. We don't have that, y'all. We don't have that. So
yeah.
we just got to get in where we fit in
That's
and
why I think that's
create our own spot where we need to make it at. Don't assume nobody black that came before you created a spot for you because they didn't. You have to create your own spot, situation, connection, whatever you want to do.
so. Yeah, so we'll see what happened
What
on
was you gonna say,
February the
Londa?
1st, and I'm gonna try to go live as well, so we could talk to these people running for office, to see, what they think and how they're gonna help us or whatever agenda that you are a part of as a black woman. I want to hear about it, and I want to hear what their answers are. So
Hmm.
then we got this. Can you see what I got? Oh shoot, hold on, I don't know what I did.
215 bodies found buried behind Jackson, Mississippi jail. Who that's a lot.
Okay.
I think we touched
Why do
talked
you
about this
think
a
that?
little bit last week. I'm just so confused on are these unclaimed bodies of people who passed away? Are these from homicides within the jail? Is this from people that died from natural causes that was in the jail? I just have so many questions about this because I'm so confused. And like nobody knew it. Like is the jail on private property, where nobody can see them burying bodies, or it's just I have so many questions. I just yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a lot.
Well, I don't
I'm
know,
not sure what you
Khadijah.
got. That's what you got there.
I think, I don't know, cause So here's the thing. Like, I don't. I think we definitely should be talking about this, but here we go again. Uh, uh, is this an issue because they was in the jail with white people? Because we know every day in America we got thousands of missing black girls. We got lots of Jane Does sitting in the morgue. So I don't know. It just seemed like with black folks, we are so ready to be gaslit. Like this
Mhm.
became a story, which it should be a story. But I also feel like, do we give this same energy to when we kill each other every 5.5 hours, at least for a black girl or woman, or when we're out here gang banging? I just don't even hear about those stories anymore.
I'm
You
gonna
understand what
speak
I'm
for
saying?
myself. I
Like,
would say no. I would say no. It's
yeah,
on the lips of people when it's black on black homicide. If it's your relative or someone you knew. Other than that, we become so numb to it and normalize it that it's not even a topic for discussion. And then also we don't want to really hold people accountable that commit the crimes because a lot of this shit could be avoided in our community. Some of the crimes, not all of them. Criminals will be criminals, but some of this shit really could have been avoided and handled a different way. But yeah, no, we don't hear about half the stuff that happens, and that's sad.
I
Very
don't know if
sad.
anybody out there that's watching, if y'all even are familiar with this or can shed any light on it. Or I know this is not as big as Cat Williams exploding on all the black comedians, but I still think, I always look at the temperature of the animal, and it just
Deserves a
seems
discussion.
like, yeah, I just think we don't talk about the things we probably should be talking about because it's not exciting.
Mhm.
We're really into mindless stuff. One thing that I found out today is that TikTok is owned by China. Didn't know that. Do you know that the algorithms that they give to us in America is different than the algorithms they do in China? So in China, they TikTok, you have to be doing good stuff. That's what they tell you. what they young people and people get, like achievements and how great they are. What algorithms you think they're sharing here in the U.S.? People
Ratchet, low
fighting.
down, destructive,
That's what they're showing. So I'm like, wow, like in a way, that's like we kind of given. Y'all could be mad about China, but to me, that's the best warfare. That's better than dropping a bomb.
Hell yeah. Because the people will self-destruct. You don't have to drop a bomb. They
Right.
will self-destruct and take their own people out.
So I just was like, I had no idea that China owned TikTok. And you could tell Americans that, but they'll still use it. Because there's like
Oh,
really
yeah.
no loyal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just really no loyal. Like, for instance, while we're all looking at this war in Palestine and Israel, while we're looking at that, I'm trying to get to this next article. Um, we're hearing this thing about, oh, hold on, I think I lost the thing. I think I done lost it. Oh, while we're looking at that, nobody's talking about them aliens that landed in Miami,
Oh,
where it
yes.
had
I saw
all
the
them damn cars.
video.
Yeah. And as much as people see, my thing is, we got to be crazy out of our mind if we think we're the only people down on this planet. We got to really be
That part.
smoking some real dope because we cannot be the only people in this universe.
It's fool.
I refuse to believe that. I'm
No.
sorry. No, I've been saying that for years. I don't know if they got oval heads. I don't know what they got, but I refuse to believe in all of the world that we're it as human beings. That's crazy. So I don't know if any of y'all heard anything about that. Have you heard anything about that, Khadijah?
I just saw the videos. I saw all the cop cars outside, out there, 50 to 100 cop cars, sirens blazing, but they would not get out. I saw the figure walk across, the way really tall person and long arms. And so I don't know. I mean, we've already said this before. We've seen UFOs before. We've seen a UFO before when we were coming up. Met if you're getting off, we were coming from Oakland one night, and we saw them and
Yep.
everything froze. So my son, when we was on our way to Mississippi, like year before last in January in Barstow, it was getting sunset, and my son saw the object in the sky. So I definitely believe there are people out there that other than us, and I'm yes, I do believe there is other life forces in this world and in this universe. So most definitely so. I believe exactly what the hell they said it was. I think everybody gearing up to fight a war or fight something against people that look like us is going to be something totally different and foreign. That's go, so this is my opinion. And not
Yeah.
foreign as in other countries, but foreign like out of this atmosphere. You never know. All them
Well, I
fucking
think
movies
that's
they
the
made,
only thing
y'all.
that,
Think of all the movies they made with aliens attacking Earth and all that shit. Like that came from somewhere. Like but go ahead. What you want to say, London?
yeah. I no, I agree with you. I just also think too, Khadijah, it's gonna take something out of this world to really stop uh this powerful government that we have. And I'm not trying to say it to be funny, but I feel like every time it had the opportunity to do something
To fix
to
itself.
make it right, it just could never do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like America could have
Mm-hmm.
been fixed herself if she had been fair, but she don't want to be fair. So I do think that something from another zone gonna have to come in here because we can't do it as black folks. We over here talking about why we can't just do simple shit like speak to each other, right? But we gonna need help from another place or
Yeah.
another something we don't know nothing about. It's kind of like prayers. You don't even know the prayers that people prayed on you, which is why you're able to do certain things, even though we be thinking it's all us.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I was trying to gear up. Let me see if I can share this picture or whatever I got here. I just really think they really struggle to look at all these cop cars. They try to say it was a bunch
They
of
try to
black
say it
teens
was some
fighting,
teenage. Yeah. You
but
don't
look at
see
all
any
these
kids
cops,
anywhere.
y'all.
You don't
For
see any.
so this fool gonna get on here and kind of talk about no, it was some kids fighting. And when they show the figure, you don't see any of the cops getting out the car. See, they were the figure right there on the
They didn't even
stage
confront them.
walking and stuff. They ain't got out the car, they didn't draw no weapons, they didn't do any of that. So
They didn't give
I
any
don't know.
verbal
I just
commands,
feel
no
like
nothing.
Yeah, so I really think that if y'all haven't researched it, please research it. And I know, let me just say this. I know this is scary for some black folks because sometimes if we can't, I know we would try to pin this on the white man too if we could. Like, this is white supremacy. Okay, the ghost was looked like it was white, but I don't think he was with like white supremacists. I just think maybe it was I don't know why he showed up like that. God forbid if the aliens come down and they white people, y'all gonna all shit bricks.
Hmm,
Like, not up
that
there too. So I don't know, Khadijah.
hey,
I haven't heard many black people
mm,
talk about this, but and my thing would be this is my
we
truth
stuck
because
on
I'm kind
we
of like,
stuck on Cat Williams.
yeah, yeah. My thing
That's what
is
we
I
talking
always
about.
wonder if there is life somewhere else. I always wonder why it didn't come down and help us get out of slavery. Not saying it ain't real,
Eh,
but that was
I can't
that
with
was some real
you.
shit. For 400 years and some, I just would love to have seen an alien come down and be like, let me help you out of this situation. Um, So let's get to the hard stuff. I'm kind of building up because we're gonna talk about some things that's kind of heavy a little bit before going back to the stuff. So there's been a few reports. This shit is just so hard because when I heard about it, it just kind of made my stomach hurt, and now I can't even find the damn thing. Hold on, Khadijah. So we're talking
What we talking
about the
about?
raping of toddlers at the mall. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that just kind of shocked.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
I
that's
don't.
absolutely disgusting. I think it's 7 men who would lure children into the bathroom, and the word "lure" for toddlers is just a big ass lure. Because where the fuck were their parents to be able, or guardians, or caretakers, or babysitters, or whoever, for men to be able to lure your toddler into a bathroom, and rape them and tape them raping your toddler. So it's just that's just such a heated, loaded fucking topic that pissed me off. It's disgusting. But we just sometimes we put our babies at risk just by being so free with them. I would never let a child go into the bathroom by themselves. I don't care if it's a little boy and him. It's my nephew Zakai and he 8, and we go into the bathroom. You're gonna have to come in the ladies' room and go in the first stall, and I'm gonna stand right here. I'm not letting you go into a man's bathroom by yourself. So I don't. I just have so many questions. I have so many questions. What is this you pulled up?
Yeah,
These are
this
the men,
stuff
or
it
what
is
you pulled up? You just pulled.
toddlers.
I haven't seen
I
this.
did. Yeah, so I'm just looking at the
Um,
faces of people.
yeah, but I don't think these are the men though. Um,
Okay.
but I think it's
This
just
is
sick. I think it's just sick.
oh,
And were they
let me see if I
employees
can
of
find it real.
the mall they were at? The mall? I don't know. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I don't know. And then again, I think about CJ. Like, I mean, he's a toddler, and you know how where amongst he is. I just wish parents would pay a fucking attention. That's what the
Yeah.
fuck I wish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How many men you said it was?
Huh? 7 men.
Okay, that's what. Okay,
And
and
there's
they would have
also
given
like
me.
the brother, I think he was in Wisconsin, I think, who starved his child to get death and beat him. I don't know if he beat him. They said he had different marks on his head, but he was 12 years old. Family had heard from him for days and days. Went over there and felt the baby's body decomposing with a blanket over it in the living room. And it's just like what has happened to our people in particular, because that's what I'm concerned about. Where we, go give these didn't seem fit you go give your child to your grandmother or relative, but to take your child out, it's just we're dealing with a different type of human being now, one that has no type of remorse or empathy for life, and that's scary. That is scary. It's that shit is scary. So
Let me ask you this:
I
do
don't
you
know. I don't know
think
if you heard
part of
about
it
that
is?
case.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to. I had everything set up. Now I can't even find the shit, so I don't even understand. Sorry, I
I'm
don't even
still your
understand what's
IG. Go
going
ahead.
on. So yeah, so it's in my IG. Thank you, sis. I'm gonna try to find it real quick. And, I just set them all up before we started. Now I can't even find it. But anyway,
Hmm.
um, do you think some of this though is that because it feels like to me, this is just me, that in our community we have so many excuses for shit, and nobody gets to be held accountable for the shit they do. Because the first thing out of a nigga's mouth would be, "Well, this is white supremacy. He has mental health problems." Well, he would have to go to heaven and come back down and get it right. But I just don't know what possessed a man to kill his child and then lead the child. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Here it is,
I
right
don't know. I don't
here.
even know if there is an excuse or a reason. I do think it is lack of consequences, not even just from the judicial system, but just from our own communities. It would be a time that you'd be afraid to do something to a child or a woman or something, because the community would tear your ass up. You know what I mean? They pretty much skin you alive. You couldn't be in certain communities and do certain things. You know what I mean? So I think that's definitely a part of it, that we really normalize trauma to ourselves. We have really made our suffering normal. We have made a father taking his child's life normal. We'll justify all the reasons why he was not in his right mind, or we'll let him to this, or if the child was ADHD or ADD or had behavioral problems, he was a single father overwhelmed. Even for mothers who take their child's life. I know someone whose children are now going through foster care and about to be adopted out. And it's sad, but the mother has made no attempts to right her wrongs. She hasn't went to parenting classes. She hasn't been in her drug rehab classes. She hasn't found the job. She hasn't found housing or attempted to find housing. Even after they set up in programs, she would not stay clean from marijuana. I'm talking about something more addictive like an opioid, but certain things she couldn't even stay clear from to get her children back. And I think we've just made it normal for people to have an out with their responsibility, be it death, be it the foster care system, be it living with another relative. We've allowed people to lack accountability for the lives they brought into the world, and we just make them feel like they can come back amongst us and live. Like back in the day, if somebody in the neighborhood cussed at her kids, she would be embarrassed to come around knowing her mother taking care of her kids. She would just stay away. And the kids would see her once in a while. But now you cannot take care of your kids, still live in the same neighborhood, and everybody party kicking with you like you don't have no goddamn offspring. Now, where they do that at?
So do you think it's
So
that
I think that's a
that
big
our
part of it.
society is
Huh?
broken? You think our society is really just broken? Because I feel like it's just
I
broken.
think we're I think our society is very broken. I think there's such a lack of self love. And I don't mean that in a little generic phrase about like light and dark. I just think we don't value who we are as African Americans. I think we have really fed into, embraced, and promoted death culture, and anything, we really celebrated ratchetness and not good decisions, and then we've made that a norm for our youth. That's why somebody who may not do certain things that society does is labeled a seller, like you said, or not want to be a part of the people, because we have really made just being a normal human being, going to work and minding your business, has now become like an enemy thing. Has now become something
Mm,
foreign.
that's real talk.
And now being in
That is
somebody's
real.
business, not having custody of your kids, a boy there's so many men that brag about having 5 to 6 baby mamas. When was that ever known? That'd be somebody nobody wanted to mess with. We don't want to fuck with Willie with the 19 kids. That was something we never would want to be a part of. Now people sign up to be the sixth baby mama. What? Some
Mm,
men sign up knowing a girl have a long record and multiple partners, and then get mad, you know, when their kids come out with somebody else and she doesn't have 55 partners. But we made that normal now. We made normal turning a hoe into a housewife. We really trying to, that's normal for us now. It's become normal for some black people. So I think that's definitely a part of why we see a rise in black on black crime on people's poor decisions, because it's kind of celebrated and promoted. Celebrated, promoted. Hey, Sister
and it's just,
Belazar.
and it's excused. 'Cause we got an
Yeah,
excuse.
exactly. We always have a
God damn,
reason.
we got. That is so true.
Yep.
Well, I
But I think
thought
I
this
feel
story
bad for
just
this
broke.
12-year-old baby who died at the hands of his
Yeah.
father, I think. And like stuff like this, I don't think it should be no law. I know we have court system and all that, but some shit we can just go past the trial. It should be a speedy trial. It should be something, and just go ahead and get these people death penalty. I think if we had tougher consequences, like just straight up, you kill a child, that's death. It's not going away for 80 years. Kill a child, that should just be death. Bye. You kill the elder, death. Bye. Certain things we need to change some of the laws where it's not you get to go and sitting here, get a college degree, learn a trade, read some books, talk to females on a computer and write letters and date online. They should just be straight up gone. It should be dead. Shouldn't be We shouldn't house you for years and years and years and take care of you. For what?
I agree.
Kill the child.
I
Should be
agree.
gone.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, so
This is
that
the
the
seven
person, one of the
Texas.
people in the mall worked there.
Oh, really?
The mastermind of it, he worked in the mall,
See,
and I
he
think
just need to be
that's it.
like, that don't make no damn sense. A toddler, you know how little toddlers are like,
People, like I
mm,
said
mm,
before, that's why
mm.
they really trying to pass. That's why they're trying to really like. And my son is in health. He's a junior. They have health something. I can't remember, and they going to talk about gender. And I said no, he needs to opt out of that. Y'all need to teach him about gender or gender identity, any of that. He's I to give him something else. But they want to make, and I've said this a month or so back. They want to make it where we don't see gender or age, so that they're able to have sex with children and make it legal and make it
I
legal. That's
agree.
why it's nothing new that somebody that they're attracted to toddlers. It's about power and control.
Mm.
So I think
And see, my
it's
thing is,
disgusting.
we keep forgetting, and I hate to switch it back to this, but even in slavery, they did all this kind of sick shit. We just gonna act
Well,
like
I
none
didn't
of
want
that
to go to
stuff
slavery
had.
because then we'll say it's going to the white man. So well,
No,
that's why I
no. But
didn't
I'm talking in
wasn't bringing
terms
up
of like
slavery.
this. I don't know if we did this in Africa. I don't know if they do this in
Mhm.
Asia. I don't know if they do this in India. But it just seemed like this kind of wanting to condone the bad behavior or make normal things that we know is not normal. There's nothing normal about you fucking a toddler. Nothing's normal about that. You need to be. They need to cut your dick off and any of your other private parts, your booty cheeks, everything. Like we should be able to. There should be a big ass cross on your forehead so we know you a predator. Like this guy. I mean, just I don't know. I just don't know how we can um make things safer, or maybe we need to figure out how to separate, because separation keeps coming in my
Yeah.
mind, because we want to put all the black people together. No, I don't want to be in a group with people who broke the law and did all kind of bullshit for 20, 30 years. And he's about, I'm on your cat. No, you're not, because I didn't do that. So how the fuck you get to be in the same category with me?
Hmm.
How does that happen? You got five baby daddies. I have zero. How we get to be in the same category? So I don't know. I just feel like we have to invest in more good behavior people. We have to make sure those people who are viable that they get taken care of. Because we have spent too much money on fucking bad behaviors and supporting and thinking about why did they do it, or we got to make sure they have housing. And I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. Because what are we really telling our children? What are we really telling them? I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't know.
So I know those was kind of hard for us to talk about, but I feel like those are the things we need to really be discussing. Now, real quick, there is a white minister. I don't know this man because I will link this to something else. He is a Christian minister, and he firmly believes that in the Bible it says that you should not mix races. Now I don't know because I don't know the Bible like that. That's my honest to God
And he's
truth.
also refusing to do biracial weddings, right?
Yeah. So let me pull them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your take on this,
Well,
Khadijah? What you think?
I don't know the Bible that well either, but it's a book, so I'm sure the Bible got so much stuff in it. He said it's against God's word, but then it have to depend on what Bible he coming out, New Testament, Old Testament, King John, King James version. So I don't know. People will sit here and take this apart. I think he has a prerogative to worship Christianity any way he sees fit, just as much as anybody else. Because there are some
So
black churches
somebody,
that huh?
no, I'm laughing. Somebody said the pastor said now snow bunnies and jungle bunnies don't mix according to the word of God.
Right. And the kind of comments
Come
always crack me
on.
up. But I mean,
Yeah.
I wish I'm gonna have to ask my minister friends, if this is something in the Bible that talks about race. I don't know. I don't know.
Wow.
Like other
I
than the
don't
Bible,
know.
when he talk about Adam and Eve, is there any part that really denounces homosexuality? I'm just curious, since they say that's against God too, and biracial, where in the Bible does it say that? I'm just curious. Because in the Bible, you
I
don't
don't
even need
know.
man and woman to make children, because somebody got immaculate conception where she never had sex. So, I mean, I guess it depends on how you want to, define the Bible and how you really break it down and what part you believe is more storytelling and theory than there is truth to it. Is it really actual factual? Can it really be
That's deep.
scientifically done and completed? Hey, Tina McClain, thank you for tuning in. So I don't know. Because in the Bible, you don't need a man and a woman to have a child if you can get, pregnant with immaculate conception with not ever having intercourse. So I don't know.
Do you think? I don't know, Khadijah. I'll say one thing. I am always very appreciative when other people, like this white man here, be very honest about what they believe. I think it is scary to make people who we know is racist or colorist or whatever to act like they're not. I'd rather know who you are,
I think that's a
and I ain't gonna
that's
be
a
cool
delusion
about
that
it.
we live in. That's a delusion people live in, Lana, because they don't want to address it. This person don't fuck with you because you black. Like black people, we so hardcore, but we're very sensitive and we want to be liked. I could be at work and know somebody white don't like me or don't like black people. Cool, I'm here to do my job. I'm getting on. I don't want to lollygag with you on lunch hour. When we pass out in the break room, stay your ass over there. I stay over here. Whatever, whatever. I don't. I'm not. It's not my job to convince you to like me. So I don't want you to sit around and pretend like you like me if you really don't, because I probably not feeling your ass either. So it's mutual. It's mutual. And sometimes we really want to put we want people to like us. Like black people, this is about the ladies. There are 25 verses in the Bible speaks of in Leviticus, First Corinthians, okay,
Okay.
Leviticus, First Corinthians, Romans, and Romans. It talks about biracial relationships or homosexuality, Sister Belazar. Just curious.
Mixing. Okay.
Huh?
No, I just wondered. She meant
Mixing.
like, is it talking about being mixed or because you know,
That's what I said.
and yeah.
That's what I was just
Okay.
asking.
Okay.
Because I mean,
No, that's all right.
I never
Uh,
claimed to know the Bible. I really don't. I'm not a Bible flipper like
she
that.
said
Homosexuality,
homosexuality.
okay. Is there anything that you know of in there about biracial dating or marriage or anything, Sister Belazar? Just curious.
The Bellas
And
are
since we're
not.
talking about biracial, why don't you pull up Alice Walker, because she's been getting a lot of flack recently about her husband not being a black person.
Okay.
So you brought that to my
Because it
attention. What
brings
was
us
going
back to
on
the
with that?
color
Do you
purpose.
remember?
I think. Hold on. I'm about to
Uh,
find it. Hold on. I'm about to find it because
yeah, I
I
know
thought I
Alice
had
Walker's in
this.
Color Purple.
Yes. Okay. So hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let
Hmm.
me stop. So we'll come back to this dude because I want to make sure we keep him up. I mean, I can get to him rather quickly. But I don't know, Khadijah. I just have my own kind of Okay, here we go. So here, this is on somebody's thing, and it's basically talking about Alice Walker,
Well,
the
well,
creator of the
let's read
color
the top
purple. No,
headline. It
who her
says,
husband
"Meet
was.
Alice Walker, the creator of the color purple." Notice who her husband was, with a dedication to all you color purple fans. I thought that was funny because a lot of these directors and black filmmakers don't have black wives, and we watch all they shit. A lot of these top black
Yep.
actors don't have black wives, and we watch
Mhm.
their stuff. Like,
For
I think this is just
athletes,
hilarious, huh?
the athletes,
Yeah, the athletes, exactly. Like,
they have a
please,
lot of
we
wives. Yeah.
celebrate them not marrying the black woman. So yeah, I thought this was absolutely hilarious. She with this white man, she's still rocking the fro. Still walking in her blackness.
Mhm.
Um, so
Mhm.
yeah, I just think it's funny. That had nothing to do with the color purple. Like, I mean, whatever.
And here's my thing. This what gets me,
Oh, Sister
Khadijah. I
Belazar
really
said yes. Deuteronomy is about race mixing. I'm gonna have to check that out, y'all. So next Sunday I will have read that verse and be talking about some stuff. That's interesting.
yeah, I didn't know. So yeah, I don't know. I look at Alice Walker
Well, let me
and
ask you this here. Let me ask you this. What is your opinion on Alice Walker being with the white man? Because, like we know, you Earth Mama Healing. You are very well versed in who your history is. You know what plantation your ancestors was on, where they
Mhm.
were enslaved at. Everything else. And at one time, you
Mhm.
were with a Jewish man, and he
I
went
sure
everywhere.
was.
People
He's
seen you in your
Jewish.
garment. He had on, yeah. So you being somebody that dated out, how I'm sure you didn't go pick him out because he was a white Jewish man. Let me go
I
find me a
really
white
did.
Jewish man. You know what I
I
mean?
really did.
Because this is
I
just
really
my
did.
opinion. I don't know. I've never did out of my race. I feel like when black women did out their race, some of us, it's not because we're looking for a white man. It just we were looking for love, and
No.
that's who gave it. It's some of them.
Yeah.
Some black
Yeah.
women I know purposely go out to get a man that have a child so the child don't look black. And that's some of us. But go ahead. What's your take when you see stuff like this? Because people may
No,
see
my
you and
thing
get an
was, see,
idea
you
of who
know
you
me.
are about who you're with.
Yeah. Yeah, so the truth of the matter is, Khadijah, you know me. We've been in the Nation of Islam. We've been around pro-black niggas, the conscious Negroes,
Pan African.
black men, Pan African, whole nine, and none of them motherfuckers was interested in women who were proud to be who they
Self
were. They
thinkers.
wanted a slave.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted a slave. They wanted Crystal Carrington or some shit. Like, because Crystal Carrington
There
is
you
very
go.
weak. I'm
Miss
watching
Dynasty.
Dynasty and I'm like, this heifer's getting on my nerves. So for me, no, I did not go searching for him. But, and to be honest with you, the first couple of years of our relationship, it was hard for me because I've never really been with the man who was so secure in his manhood. He didn't say
Mm.
dumb shit like I was responsible for who he was as a man. That was different for me because most black men I seen in my experience was always complaining about how we somehow fuck shit up for them when they did shit on their own.
So let me
So that was
so
very
let me ask
different
you
being
this.
with the white man who was just a man and he didn't need me to be a man.
So in your relationship with him, were you able to embrace your femininity and all of your
Oh,
woman power because he was secure? Because sometimes in relationships, sometimes women have to put up a shield, not a shield, but not show so much of their strength. Because, like you said, the black man makes you feel like he's inadequate or a weaker man. It could be a white man, I don't know. But were you able to embrace all of your greatness being with him because he was secure in who he was?
yes, and I'm gonna be very honest. What I really loved about the relationship is that it was not a lot of pressure on me. Like, I didn't have to worry about how he felt as a man. I didn't have to worry about if he said he gonna do something, he gonna have 50 million fucking excuses why he didn't come through with it. And then I was going to pick up the slack. I never had to do any of that. Matter of fact, to be very honest with you, when I was pregnant, he kept wanting me to stop working, but because I come from black culture, I was like, I'm not lazy. I'm working, which I probably should have not worked because I was kind of old trying to have this baby. But in my culture, women worked.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
you work till the
Because
baby
men won't
came.
talk
Yep.
about their fucking stomach. Yeah, about they struggle. So for me, he allowed me to be me. He celebrated me. If I wanted to straighten my hair, he'd be like, "You could, but I like the way you look. I like your locks. I like, he loved everything about me, especially the parts about me that was ethnic. Because he worked in Africa. He was a part of a group who went and smuggled Ethiopian Jews out of Ethiopia because they were being executed. So this man knew shit. And when he didn't know something, he was so okay and saying, I don't know what that is, but let me research it.
And he will ask
There
you
was
some
just a lot
questions
of
about it. Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah.
yes, he will. Yes, he will. And he didn't have like any white supremacists to him. He just didn't. I'm not trying to be funny. I have my real
Sister
radical
Belazar,
friends be like,
hey, Sister Belazar, I'm right there with you. But hey,
yeah,
I always thought that was her soulmate.
but yeah,
But
but
I
he
mean,
was
I
just
can't
really
tell
good. I
somebody who
really
they soulmate is.
Yeah. But I also think that was his job was to help smooth out my edges because when I got with him, I was 33 years old and had not had a lot of experience in a lot of stuff. And he was so nurturing to me. I think he was supposed to come in my life and nurture that part of me that was always there. I have a theory that a lot of black girls who are now women have never really been nurtured in that way. Our shit always come with conditions. I need you to hold me down. Like, who the fuck says that to a woman? Like, why I gotta hold
That's
your
why
ass
I
down?
always,
If somebody get
I
pregnant,
always
you,
hate
whew,
I always hate the Bonnie and Clyde thing. They died. Like, who want? That's not a depiction of love for me. When somebody say some shit with Bonnie and Clyde, no, I'm not no goddamn Bonnie and Clyde. I'm not none of that. I'm not Queen and Slim either. I'm not any of
yeah,
those people.
right.
So yeah, I feel you
So
on that.
I feel like sometimes I'm not trying to be funny. I look at Alice Walker. She's of a darker hue, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm not as dark as Alice Walker. But I wish motherfuckers would quit acting like the darkest people amongst our race, like we got the same story. Because I get to hear black people say ignorant shit about dark skinned people. And just little thing, curl pattern and all kind of bull. We want to dress the shit up. And then you turn around, you see like a mixed race or a high yellow person going to act like she's speaking for you. You cannot speak for me. You can't speak for me. You can't speak for the dark. I would say, let them speak. Why don't you move your ass to the side and let them speak for themselves? So, that's
You
her
want no
daughter,
order,
Rebecca,
bro?
I believe she told me. And I've heard some women that I know said that was some of the best relationships they ever had. Now, maybe it's because when you're a white man, you're just a man. We know that it's
That
a whole
part.
bunch of other shit that come with it, but the big problem is I really shouldn't know all of that. I should not know about
Yep.
no black man struggle. I really shouldn't. I just feel like that. I'm watching Dynasty. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna confirm for the last 2 weeks. I've been watching Dynasty on Pluto because it's like you can go back and watch all. It's like 9 episodes. The shit is crazy. However, one of the things I recognize in Dynasty, the men had these things that come with them being men, like providing for their family, the person that they went, you know, being the breadwinner. There was even though all of this shit is
Mm-hmm.
imagery, those are some of the very key
But it's
things we
imagery.
struggle with
Yeah.
around.
I often say it's needed
You get that?
imagery. So you can know how to role model.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So for me, I feel like when I hear, let me just say this about Alice Walker real quick. I'm really sick of black people not wanting to address what has happened to black women. So that color purple, some of that shit was based on a true story. But I bet you motherfuckers did research that because every time a black woman talks about something that's happened to her and it's had to be at the hands of a black person, we do not want to address how we support that kind of culture.
Real
Somebody
talk.
said black men know a lot of men, but they never say they know a rapist. Black women, we've
Mm,
always known someone who's been raped. Do you get that?
that's true.
So black
Yeah, I
men,
get
it's
it.
like y'all gotta fucking stand up and check these motherfucking rapists. You know you watch a man not treating his woman right, you just sit your ass right there and don't even
But
check
you
your
now
homeboy
you
and be
get
like, nigga, go ahead.
I'm not saying now, like you said, a lot of black women know rapists and people that have been raped. We don't even want to admit that now. Black women want we,
Yeah,
we got our hands over kids now. Thank you being molested and tell them to shut up now. We have now taken on the role to suppress the trauma and the molestation. I've seen black women do it. I've seen black women, kids be living in trauma and the mama don't want to say nothing, the auntie don't want to say nothing, the grandma don't want to say nothing, or the woman don't want to say nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's sad. You're absolutely right. Black men know a lot of men, but nobody know the rapists. And that's yeah, yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
crazy as
And
hell.
I feel like
And I would
part
just
of
say
that is complete.
is what?
I feel like that's men's complicity. Like that's how they participate in it. Because some of them are guilty of that behavior. It's a
I was going to
behavior
say,
and
I
they're
think the
guilty of it.
complicity come from being guilty and and shared behaviors. That's why I think because a man that has daughters and know a man that's a rapist, and you not be upset or be in your feelings, and you have daughters, you have children, you have sisters, you have a mother. That's usually your complacency come from your likeness of like-minded ideas and portrayal of who these people are. Because they don't think these little girls that they rape and shit are really people. They think that they're put on earth to satisfy their sexual urges. They're just the
That's
victim.
real
They're an
talk.
object. And so, I worked, like I said, in a JSL program for many, many, many years, sat into many therapy sessions, was in court quite a bit. And those are not people. Those are just objects for their personal sexual gratification, be it a toddler, be it an elderly person, be it a baby, be it a little girl, be it their little brother or sister, be it the girl on the bus that got Down syndrome that rides in the back, being a special needs
Mm,
person who they go to their classroom to help out with because they're getting community service hours, and it could be a special ed person that's nonverbal.
mm,
So who they gonna tell you molested in the school bus? Who they gonna tell you molested when you was walking them to their class? Who they gonna tell? They nonverbal. So it's about power and control, and it's a learned behavior. Absolutely, it is a learned behavior. And we just sometimes we just gotta be honest with it, and we gotta unpack this shit, y'all, and talk about it because of people that were offended go on to offend, and then they reoffend and reoffend and reoffend. That's just like a cycle. If it's not put a halt to it, it's like a cycle, and it continues.
I can
What else
say
we got on
this.
the agenda tonight,
I,
sister?
I do hold on. I do agree it's a learned behavior, but I also feel like there has to be a consequences for what you practice. Shit, it's a learned
Hell
behavior that
yeah.
I help everybody because my mama taught me that. That's a learned behavior. But then there are consequences that come when I help the wrong people.
That part.
Because don't nobody really want to hear that it's a learned behavior when you're practicing something that is deadly. We're not gonna go get your mama and
Hmm.
cut her head off because she taught you that or he taught
Yeah.
you that. But I feel like there has to be a stronger consequence, and that's what I don't really hear sometimes in black communities. I'm not gonna front. That's one of the main reasons why I hate conscious Negroes. I've been around them for like 50 years. and these niggas making more excuses because they're horrible self governors. Like they will not self govern. They will not do it. It's like the white man. And then you can't build shit with a Negro who does that. And I'm saying that to say, and I'm not saying this is the personal language, but I'm just saying it's almost like an excuse. Everything's a learned behavior. Brushing your teeth is a learned behavior. Wiping your ass is a learned behavior. How you speak to people, yes, no, mom, dad. All of those things are learned behaviors. But there's also consequences. A woman gets her ass beat by a man. Is that a learned behavior that she just took the shit?
Yes,
But
sometimes.
if she,
Yes, it is.
but if she
And
dies, how does she?
Sonia
Hold on,
said,
go ahead.
Sonia said
Because
hiding it is also a learned behavior. Tina McClinton said yes. McLean says yes, accountability. Deborah Sister Belazar said that's why they pick those people. They can spot them and they become prey like the animal kingdom. But yeah,
yes,
um, but yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Yeah. For some women, yeah, it is learned behavior, and for some women,
everything's learned
it's
behavior.
learned behavior while on a job experience. Some people
Yeah.
don't learn about the shit till it's happening to them because they just knew so much before and they didn't look at none of the red
Mhm.
flags. So some people get on the job experience or on the job trauma, and then you
Right.
learn. Then it becomes a learned behavior. So
Yeah.
I look
I,
at it.
I just, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I just feel like there has to be somebody. I met with somebody over the weekend and they told me, they said, Ro, I feel like you're conservative. Because I was talking about all the things I want to see happen. And I said, you mean to tell me all the good shit I want to do, only conservative people do that? And he said, I said, because I'm not a conservative, but God damn it, I just want to know, I just know that all black people aren't criminals. All black people aren't homeless. All black people aren't super poor. So, like, you know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, I want it to be safe. I don't give a fuck about a criminal's life. I give a fuck about the victim's life. So I'm not with the restorative justice shit because in order to restore justice, you have to admit that you did some shit. I have yet to see somebody who sold drugs, raped somebody, to ever apologize for the shit they've done, ever. And I've been a part of a lot of shit. It's always been when I was a kid, I don't give a fuck about what happened to you when you was 8. I don't give a fuck what happened to you when you was 10. I give a fuck about what you did to somebody when you was 25 and that person was 10. That's what I give a fuck about. That's like me cashing the check on a promise. No, they want to see the check.
right.
So I don't know. I
Mhm.
feel like us having accountability is the hardest thing, Tina McClain, that I've seen for black people to do. Is to say, well, what are we gonna do? When y'all was out there selling all them fucking drugs, you know why so many people out there died? Because when they double crossed the motherfuckers, they knew it was death. They didn't sit there and say, well, maybe you
That part.
used the drug because you had issues. They was like, nigga, we're gonna cut your head off in your fingers. You're dying today. Bitch, I needed that $1,000 or 500 or adopt 250. I don't know what the fuck. But I just know when you do something criminal,
It's
y'all
weird.
have more respect for criminal lifestyle because it has death attached to it than you do for people who are righteous. When you breaking in somebody's fucking house, you have no, and we got
I
excuses.
agree.
We have excuses.
I
This
agree.
motherfucker coming through the back door of his grandmama's house, doing what, nigga? What's wrong with the front door? When we know people are breaking in houses in the neighborhood, what the fuck is wrong with the front door? Go ahead, Khadijah. I think we covered all our shit, nigga. No, you know what? This is my truth, y'all, because I just feel like I'm just getting too old for the bullshit. My truth is,
Yep, they're
I
not
don't want,
even trying to
I
hide
don't
their
want to be,
excuses.
yeah. I
Tina
just don't
said,
want,
"Yep, they're not even trying to hide any excuses." I
yeah.
think
I
the
want to
black
be,
neighborhood has become the playground for predators, pimps, hustlers, um, no good people, and they disguise themselves in all kind of positions: community advocates, nonprofit people. Some people get jobs at the school as school teachers, school personnel, yard duties. The neighborhood has just been overrun with fucked up individuals that don't have morals and they look like black people. And so then we all get labeled that we're all like these people, and we're not all black people. I'm being completely honest. I know a lot of great folks, but I know a lot of fucked up shit that happens in our communities, and we act like it's not happening. Like I got a call through somebody through Facebook last week that I don't know in person, but they called me through Facebook because of a comment I had put on underneath a post just about nonprofit money. Don't know this sister, you know what I mean? But got a private call and was telling me all the ins and outs of what people's buying and what they getting with all this money. I don't know because I'm not into it like that. But it was very disheartening to know that people is really out here moving so shady and fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So they look like us. They're very convincing. Their hair look like us. They may say some of the slang we saying. You know, they may have some of the same family history that we have, but they're not our people. It's just like we talking about aliens. Aliens are not going to appear in the form of something weird looking with a big head. It's going to be motherfuckers that look just like us, that we have absolutely nothing in common with, no moral connection, no anything. Those are the aliens that we're coming up against. It's going to be very hard to be clear on who they are because they look like us. They got braids, they got locks, they got natural hair, they got wigs, they got shortcuts. You know what I mean? They whatever, and they look just like us, but they're not our people. And that's the fucking aliens that we gotta watch out for. They disguised as us and they're not us.
So I agree with you. I was trying
Sister
to pull up
Belazar
something
said,
that I
and what
couldn't
makes
see.
it bad? Sister Belazar said, what makes it bad
Go
for the
ahead.
real people that are working in nonprofit organizations and can't even get money to help to feed the homeless and take care of the young people? Exactly. And they putting the money towards something that's not even beneficial. Like, I don't even give me. I said I was gonna get off the. I'm trying to make a pact within myself not to speak on nonprofits this year. That's I'm trying to make that go because it becomes very hard when I just see the community getting pimped. But I'm trying to consciously not bring it up because I've been saying this shit for since 2007, 18, and it's becoming repetitious and because nothing's happening, nobody don't really give a fuck as soon as they throw you a couple of hundred or let you host an event at their hall. You know, everybody goes out the window and forget all the backhanded shit they do. So I'm just hey, I'm gonna let it be what it be, but they out there.
I'm gonna let it be what it be. You know what, Khadijah? As we are, because I think we covered all our topics. Did I miss anything?
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think I. Only thing I can't. I don't know why it won't let me pull it up, so it don't even matter. But this week, my this is just to let you know, like where my head is. So this week, my cousin sent me the records of my grandmother when she enrolled into the school for the deaf. I was trying to pull it up, but for some reason it won't let me. Like I don't know what I got to do to make it pull up, but it's okay. It just ain't let me pull it up. But anyway, and so this was back in 1912. So my grandmother was like 5 years old, and she was already deaf. She was deaf at a year and a half when she went into the hospital for the scarlet fever, and they took eardrums out. And so when I was reading through the application, there was a lot of things that were very telling in there because she went to the school for the deaf and dumb. And so some of the questions were like, could she bathe herself? Could she do this? Could she do that? Like real simple shit. Like she can't hear. She's not handicapped. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't have
And
a
I
mental
guess,
delay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess for me, when I looked through that paper and I looked through it a lot and I read all the lines and because she was a year and a half, so they did this to her when she was a year and a half at the hospital.
Mm.
Okay, I felt like a lot of black. It started making me think about lineage because I do think we're mixed in with some black people who are not a part of our lineage. Like a lot of black people could not show you nothing from their ancestors from 1912 in America. A lot of people couldn't show you their great great grandmother on the slave schedule, couldn't tell you the plantation they were a part of. That is a lineage. And I really believe that in our DNA, Khadijah, we are such fighters and crafty people because that is in our lineage.
Lineage.
Like even
Mm-hmm.
from slavery, like we figured out how to smart, go around, go under, go through this whole thing around racism. And so when people are trying to convince me that that's not true,
Mm-hmm.
sis, because racism making you feel that way, bitch, shut up. Speak for yourself. I know my line. No, for real, that shit get on my nerves. I know my line. I don't get to tell my grandmother who her eardrums was taken out of her head at a year and a half and went to the school for the deaf. They said she was a very smart student. So I looked at her report cards and everything. You know, okay. Even through all, she was a black woman, she was deaf, and she was poor. And she had
Mm-hmm.
12 children and 9 lived, and none of them went to prison. All of those people, all of my aunts and uncles, more than half who are ancestors, now only two left, all of them were viable, productive people. And for the life of me, I cannot understand that I see black folks. My grandmother had a degree. Then why the fuck you ain't got a job? Like, don't tell me what your family got, and then we look at you and be like, well, what happened? Because you
Well,
ain't
on the
facing
unlike
Jim Crow.
you, un,
Shit.
you should Drimco is just
And I'm
unlike
just,
you. Some people are ashamed of their ancestors who come from that lineage of knowing the slave schedule. They act like, when they say slavery was a choice, some people really act like it was. They act like they're embarrassed to talk about their part of their ancestors. They act like they
mm,
life started right from 1961 or some shit, or right from 1959. You know what I mean? When their family came to LA from wherever, whatever, whatever, or moved Midwest. But some people are really ashamed of their connection to slavery and the plantation. People don't want to say they're from a plantation. That's why people say they stupid shit like they mix with Indian, or they mix with this, or they this, that, and the other, because they really don't want to be connected to the enslaved African American. They don't. They don't.
that's deep.
I don't care. Even
I
the
agree.
blackity blackers, they want to go for straight past slavery, like they just came from Ghana some goddamn where. You know what I mean? They want to skip right past slavery and just go to the motherland. People do that. I'm
It's just the
serious.
way
Like
you say it.
the hate the hate is real. I mean, the embarrassment or whatever you want to call it, shame. Because I'm not ashamed of my ancestors. I'm not ashamed of nothing that they went through. I
I
think they were
definitely am
some
not. You know
brilliant
I
ass
ain't.
people to be able to be here.
That's
But
right.
people are ashamed of who they are. They're ashamed of it. That's why people want to make a distinction that, oh, we're from Caribbeans, or we're from Jamaica, or
Great.
we're this. They don't want to be linked to the African American because they're really embarrassed of that slavery. Go ahead.
But they want the benefits. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They want the benefits though. Because I think this
And I'm just
reparation
backing you up.
thing, it should be in the form of land, free education, free healthcare, only if you can prove that lineage. I'm sticking to that.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have my
Mm-hmm.
grandmama's check. Sure would. Because I think it's owed to us
That
all,
part.
Khadijah. Because not only do we
Mm-hmm.
have to fight with the white man, we have to also fight the other niggas that came here after all the work was done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sister
But that's
Belazar
just
said,
me.
I'm not ashamed of my ancestry. It shows how strong we were to make it this far and still be living and to leave a legacy. You need to claim everything if you want the benefits. Mm-hmm.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
I
So that's all.
agree.
I left that out. But I'm saying when looking at that book with our looking at something from over 100 years ago of a relative of mine, which is my grandmother, because she was born in 1906 or
100.
something like that. Looking at that, no, she was born in 1906. Um,
Okay.
just how hard it was for her. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
no, I don't think you should be reaping any of the benefits. This shit didn't happen to y'all. And if it did, go back to your country and fight for what is
That part.
yours. I wholeheartedly support
Hmm.
that. I would
Um,
be praying for you. But I just
that
don't think you
part.
can do
Sister
it on the honor
Belazar
system.
said,
Yeah, you didn't build shit.
that part. Sister Belazar said, I agree to see these new black people that shouldn't be entitled to nothing if they were not a slave here. Tina
No,
McLean says, right, but what they need to realize is that they too came from Africa. Enslaved peoples were dropped off all over the globe. But I'm
I
talking
agree with
about
that.
those dropped off here in America.
That's my point. That's my
Because
point.
even
I don't
those that are
believe
dropped off on those islands, they still have language from that island. They still have a connection, a place to go back to. I'm talking about here in America, not to, I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about those enslaved on the shores right here on these American shores.
and I think you
Because
can
the same
always
dog that,
go back.
yeah,
Yeah, I just don't think. Here's the thing: slavery was not the same everywhere. That's why I don't just travel like on a cruise. I don't travel. I'm not a part of the military. These are things that I go to be of service. But when I get there, I end up learning some shit, like some real shit,
mm-hmm,
not fantasy shit from Elijah Muhammad and nobody like that. No disrespect to Elijah, but I'm just saying I don't do. I go to the place itself, and what I learned is slavery was very different all over the place. Even though the root of it could have
mm-hmm,
been white supremacy, black people always come up with systems that they can use when they're in the place they're going to be at. And I'm saying that our ancestors, at least the people who are in the lineage that I'm from, we did such a fantastic job here that all of those people left their enslaved places they was at and came
and
here.
brought their asses here. Say that again.
So not the same thing. I'm not, and I'm the truth is, I'm not a pan Africanist. I'm not a pan black. I'm not none of that shit because I'm starting to understand all of those people participated in black folks who were lineaged here. of not getting the money that they deserve for their work because they came and undercut us.
Mm.
They came with their divisions. Please believe me. I've been in people's shit because people be thinking I'm from somewhere else. I'm like, I'm from right the fuck here.
Yeah.
I'm from right here. And just because I have a certain mannerism, to tell you how what people think about us, they be like, oh, you have manners. Bitch, that's what the fuck. How you think we survived slavery? Because they think so little of African Americans, the people who are lineage from slavery. They think we're all heathens. And so when they meet one that's like, I wear my hair covered,
That has
yes,
to
ma'am, damn, you know
civilize.
how I talk to you. They be thinking, oh, where you from? Right the fuck here. My ancestors built this
Mm-hmm.
place that you came to. Because
Mm-hmm.
we didn't relocate to the Caribbean. We may
Real
have
life.
relocated from the north, from the south to the north, from the north to the east, west, but we from right here because we were looking
Mm-hmm.
for safety. We were looking for where we could be respected and build something for our children. See, we still haven't even dealt with the issues on why the fuck we left the South. None of us never talk about
That
that.
part.
Why are we always running? Why we
Mm-hmm.
went from the Gullah Sea Islands and Virginia to come way up to Philadelphia? Why did we leave Philly and
That
come out to
part.
California? What were we looking for? Why was we running?
Real life.
And I
Real
think some
life.
of us are still running. Now we're gonna talk about, we all no, we're not all the same. I've been around a lot of Africans. Some of the shit they say, I have to check their motherfucking ass. Like you're an immigrant, boo boo. You could go home. Go home. Shit. Cause they be saying
Sorry,
like,
y'all.
I don't understand why black people don't take advantage of shit. And I'll be like, bitch, like for real, I don't say bitch, but that blue bitch. I'll be like, dude, why aren't you back in your country? You here with 4 fucking PhDs working at the state. Why you didn't take your ass back to Nigeria? Why you didn't go back to Guyana? Why you didn't go back to Kenya? Why are you here building on my shit?
Hmm.
Why? Shit.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Kadena.
Hey, you preaching to the choir
I'm
right here because I had a whole
you got
conversation with
a mason
someone
jar for
who
my
is a first
ancestors.
generation immigrant over here. Huh?
I'm drinking out
What'd you
my
say?
mason jars for my ancestors.
Hey, that keep the water cold. That was because colder than me in mason jar. But I had a conversation with someone who's from the island and was saying how come black people are not a part of NAACP? They do great work, and I said because that's for the national advancement of color people, and we black. And so by you not being here, the NAACP was created from black people. But then we was in it for so long, realized it wasn't doing shit. But that's like the suburban league, all that kind of shit is not for black people. That's for people like you that are immigrants here that are considered the safe Negro. So you can't come preach to me about what we are not involved in when we the motherfuckers that created the groups and then they brought everybody else over here that looked like us and gave them all the benefits and we ain't got shit. So yeah, I get it. Sometimes people gotta just stay in their lane. That's what I'm saying. These people, these new
And give
aliens,
it
y'all, they're gonna look like us, but they're not us. They're not us. It's the new people. They're not
all I'm
us.
saying is, all I'm saying, because somebody tried to ask me the other day about why we shouldn't vote for a certain person. And I was like, I think we need to vote for the person that's gonna make us fucking do for self. There you go.
That part.
You see, Sister Balazar? Sorry. Go ahead.
She said we were looking for work. We were looking to raise our children,
Sorry.
but honest,
Go
they
ahead.
pay because we were disrespected everywhere we came from. Oloyi, I'm sorry, Chelsea Levi said facts. Tina McLean said, don't nobody mess with SCP. I mean, this person was going in about how black people don't do this and do that. And once again, I'm
What?
like, okay, so how come you're not back in your country? You've been here for 30 years. You got money, you got good money coming in, you're retired. Go, why you not over in your land rebuilding, doing some shit? Why are you over here telling black Americans what we should be doing? And they just was a little. They ain't talked to me for
And
like a couple of weeks, but we had them type of conversations. They'll be all right. I ain't gonna
you
never
know
not tell
what?
the
The
truth just to make
NAACP
somebody comfortable.
wasn't even built for. It wasn't even created by us. That's from the Niagara movement. Boo boo. Them were white people. Them were Jewish people. They were the of color shit,
The people of
and then we
color.
just jumped
That was
on
for
it.
people of color.
You know,
Yep. And made
if
it what
y'all
it
go
is.
back and
Nobody
look
never
at
even heard of that
the
shit.
yeah, if you go back and
Yeah.
look at the early civil rights leaders, especially with the women, none of them was black like we black. It's like you
You
can't
wouldn't
even
pay us
be,
no
you know,
attention.
just little shit like that. So it's just kind of like, and
Well, we
anybody
know
know
that
me, I
just
get along with. Go ahead.
we know that just from our community now. And there's people in the community that look a certain type of way, and I see them as speaking engagements on black people and what dark skinned people can do. And she walking around here barely can keep her braids in because it frizzes up because it's similar to animal hair. And she's getting booking assignments on telling people how they can be black and how to walk proud of your black skin. And you gotta really zoom the fuck in and pull your glasses up to make sure they really do have a black cell in them, because she really look like she Mexican and something else passing as a black person. But I'm just saying she could say the same shit somebody could say who's dark skinned with coarse hair, and we don't hear them. But we'll hear her
Oh,
because she looks a certain type of way. So y'all they can miss me with that's where color people come in. I'm not a person of color. I'm a black woman.
neither.
I'm not
I'm
of
not.
color. I am a black woman. My mama was a black woman. My grandma was a black woman, and her mama was a black woman. So I don't know where these
See?
people of color come from. That's where these beige people come in to get in where they fit in. Go study about black people. Go study about people that look like me, that are my complexion, that are my pigmentation, and then they go become these experts on how black people can live. And people listen because their proximity is closer to Caucasian than it is to African American or African or melanated. So y'all can't act like this shit is not normal. You can't act like it. Every conscious rapper got a yellow system. There's nothing against asking the people. Cool, but nothing. I'm not singling them out, but it's not a coincidence that these deep ass niggas got these people that have a close proximity to white people. You get this. That's not a coincidence. Cat Williams let the cat out the bag when he said they all had to have them strong faced women. They all were light skinned women, a little masculine but still feminine, almost like hermaphrodites. You know what I mean? They could go either way. They could put on a suit and be a man. Put on the. You just never know. But that's not a coincidence. That's not a
Yeah.
coincidence. And that's the same thing when people come here that are back from other countries. White Americans feel like you guys are a lesser threat because you're really not from here. Y'all don't really have the deep rooted
You know, all you
animosity
shit.
and want to fuck a lot of people like we do because of what we've been through. So that's why the same nigga that are coming from all these other little countries and little islands and come here and get the degree and then feel like they can speak on the black experience, and you can't. You can't, because
Yeah.
you're not an African American and your people were not enslaved on these shores. Your people were enslaved in the country
And you
that you
came here
willingly
by
and freely
choice.
left from.
Yeah.
That's why I said
You
you
came here by choice.
freely and willingly left from to come here. So then you can't act like you were stuck here. We were stuck at this motherfucker. Most black people don't have a passport. We couldn't leave. We wanted to. Where are we going?
Mm, that's real
So we got
talk.
to be real about history and be real about the people that's around us, and just know all skin folk is not our kinfolk. And that's not meaning the mentality different. Just they don't come from the same genetic makeup, and that shit means something. That means something. That's not just a fluke. It's certain. That's why you can go somewhere and you never don't even know this person, and then you feel like you're connected because we have a shared experience here in America as African American people that were enslaved here, our ancestors. We have a shared experience that we may never even know each other. We see each other and we connect. I don't always feel that with black people from other places.
I don't either. I don't either, Khadijah. I
Hmm.
don't. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie.
I know
Though
I'm a
I
little
try to,
connected. Yeah.
feel the connection, but I really don't. Seriously. I really don't. And most
Mm-hmm.
of the time they just like, this is I don't want to mess up my chances. You have chances. Like somebody was telling me how they sued the state, and I was like, because you could sue the state because of what the fuck happened to us. Though you
That
just
part.
got here from Africa. You just got here now. And not to mention, all they could do is talk about how nice the white people were to them. Yeah, dude, because you from some fucking where else. He don't.
That
Somebody told me
part.
once the
That
white
part.
man will always pay or honor or will always pay the black man he don't owe, but will never pay the black man he do owe.
Black man, I heard that before.
A Caribbean dude told me
I
that
heard
in
that
Brooklyn.
before.
And as much as I was trying to be in my feelings, I knew he was right. I knew exactly what the fuck he was saying to me.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he ain't gonna never pay y'all. He gonna always see you
We got some
like
comments.
this thing about policing. They are so famous for policing black people. That shit gets on my nerves.
Oh, girl. I'm telling you, I had a employee that I had that was under me, and I was a supervisor. He would always tell me, "No, you have to listen." I said, "You want to go on me 1 o'clock? I can go home because I'm your supervisor." But he was trying to tell me what the policies was. Motherfucker, I'm the administrator. You just got here and learned the policy. I know the goddamn policy. That's how. So yeah, they always want to act like they the new overseer of black people. You're not my goddamn overseer. You go over see them bad lace fronts and the bleaching cream. You got shit to worry about in your own culture. You ain't got nothing to worry about me. I've seen more African girls that I've known over the last few years that use this bleaching cream that look like fucking creatures. If y'all don't stop fucking up y'all melanin skin, they're not even beige. I don't know which y'all like use toilet paper tissue. I don't know, like the gas station Kleenex. Y'all stop fucking up y'all skin with that bleaching cream. Like
That's
y'all got
true.
Africans have their own shit they gotta deal with. Y'all hatred for yourself to have come from the motherland is far beyond anything we could do. Like y'all hate y'all black asses. Y'all hate y'all coarse hair. Y'all hate y'all big lips. Y'all hate y'all thick hips. Y'all for y'all to come from y'all land and have y'all culture, to have y'all language, to have y'all lineage, y'all is some lost motherfuckers. So you can't come over here and think you preaching to
Well,
me about a goddamn thing. I'm polite to y'all, but when you start acting like you want to govern who I am and try to tell me what's black, and you run this motherfucking looking like a beige Barbie doll, girl, miss me with the shit, y'all. Yeah, so. They act like they're overseas. That's what just got me on the tangent. Let me read these damn comments. You can't. Yeah, that you said that. Yeah, they really do.
that's
Um,
what I'm saying.
Sister Belazar said, it means a lot because the world does not respect the United States. Once they find out that you're from the States, then they have no respect for you. Yeah, they act like black people are just the scum of the earth over here,
But I will
Other
say this.
Africans are
Hold on,
coming
hold on,
here. Huh?
hold on. Before you read that, I will say this. Been to Africa several times. One time a white girl, I didn't bring the white girl. Somebody else brought the white girl. And I tell you, them Africans treat that white woman good, but then try to treat us like shit. I cut the
Yeah,
motherfuckers out because
yeah.
that's our role. Go ahead.
Because
Go
they
ahead.
white
Sorry.
supremacy reigns in Africa like nothing, like harder
Well,
than
the
over
white
here,
man
really.
beat them. He beat them in their own house.
Yeah,
Next.
and that's scary. That's scary. Yeah. Um, Oh, Lai, Chelsea Levi said other Africans are coming here benefiting off of the sweat of our brow and will turn around and call us nigga. None of them understand the struggle of the African American, yet they want to benefit. Hold on, I gotta open my thing up. Benefit off of what we built and copy the culture we had to build. Make it make sense. It can't make no sense because it don't. And it can't make no sense when the shit can't make no sense because it don't. That's another thing they're trying to make us crazy with. Like this has no, that's just not normal. It don't make no sense. It can't make no sense. I don't care what kind of lens you look through, how you try to explain it. The shit don't look. It don't make no sense. So this is so true. It's horrible, girl. You better preach. Go ahead and preach, girl. Absolutely. White supremacy is where your white supremacy. The love. I'm not even gonna call it white supremacy. The love for white people is worldwide. That blonde hair, blue eyed is the imagery and the status quo and the be all to end all for every culture. You can look at the Asians trying to make their eyes bigger. They got the straightest fucking hair in the world trying to act and walk like Caucasians. The Asians and new Caucasian. You look at the Hispanics, you would think all the Hispanics were pale. There's some Hispanics that are blacker than me and darker than me, and they're Mexican and Hispanic and come from Latino countries that are black as shit. But you would think the only Latinos are pale people because that's what the fuck they show us. The same thing when they show Nicaragua and all them other places. Them is black people over them motherfucking places. But they will want you to believe that they're all pale Spanish speaking people. Like, no. The white man, he done been everywhere and he is status quo and supreme being for all people. I don't give a shit what your ethnicity is. The ultimate goal is to be a white person. What else
Hey,
we could? It
I
is
look at
very
me.
sad.
Yeah, it is, but I just have to be very honest though. I feel like, and maybe this comes with age, because I ain't trying to be funny. My consciousness has not started since I was like 30. It really started when I'm from Philadelphia, so I remember when black folks discovered they was Africans. I grew up in all that stuff, playing bongos and all that. I know what all. I grew up in that. I'm from North Philadelphia from 1971, right? But I also feel like at some point the only way we're going to defeat white supremacy, if that's what y'all calling it, is when we take some accountability. So my
That's
thing is,
a
we too late in the game. If we invented everything on the planet, why the fuck have we invent taking responsibility for our fucking bad decision making? Why we can't take
why.
responsibility for the white man coming to whoop our ass and we let him in the motherfucking house? We let him in there, you know. But we
Mm-hmm.
was fighting each other, but we let the white man walk through the door. We was fighting each other. This before the white man even showed up, and then
Mm-hmm.
we let him in the door. How do you explain Rwanda when they was killing up each other, but they didn't touch none of the fucking white people that was there? They gave them time to get
Real
their
talk.
ass out. Killed a million Africans in 90 days, but didn't touch one white
But that's
person,
how
one Belgium.
But that's how we know the history of slavery that we know is not accurate. I'm gonna say that to this day. I didn't know boat pull up and just start stealing us from the woods and shit, and we ain't noticed. uh uh PJ and little Day Day and them was missing. We this motherfucker just vanishing and we don't know. That story never made sense to me. I never thought so. I never
Never.
no,
It
absolutely not.
makes
And
much
I
sense.
agree.
It makes much sense as Farah Muhammad being a white man and had to come to black people as a white person. It makes more.
Hmm.
It don't make that make no sense either, right? But the other part is that we
Yep.
don't want to admit is that black folks were tribal and we was already fucking each other up over in Africa. So you could do that fantasy shit that the white man came and he had some special
Yep.
kind of voodoo and fucked you up. No, that's because in Africa we were not sisters and brothers. We were
We was
very
few
tribal.
before they got you. Yep.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. See, we made all of these people. Let's just be honest.
And that's why it
African
was
people,
easy for
black
him to
people,
come in and
we
infiltrate.
made. Right. You can't get mad at him because you sold some people for some hair dye. You can't get mad at this motherfucker because he sold you some trinkets he got from India so that you gave some people up. You don't get to blame that shit on white people. They're not
That
God.
that'll be I'm gonna bring it down to even the smaller terms. That'd be like you beefing with a family member and y'all not speaking, and somebody know y'all not speaking, and they come in and get in one of y'all ears and fuck them anyway. Y'all ain't getting along, and then hickle off, and you because you bitter and you mad at your relative, you go ahead and get them motherfuckers all the ammunition to overtake everything they got going on because you was hating. Then you want to sit back, they came in here and rob both of y'all because that's what the fuck they gonna wind up doing because they want to dominate both of y'all. But because you was greedy and upset with your family, yeah, so I'm with you wholeheartedly. I've always thought that, and I've
Yes.
always believed
And
that.
so, and so sometimes, Khadijah, that is not popular. That's why sometimes you don't see me with the conscious Negroes because I don't have time for that fucking bullshit. It's old and it's tired. I've been in this fucking game
I,
for well over 40 years, and I just don't want to hear that bullshit because it didn't make no sense then, don't make no sense now. I've traveled. I didn't sit home in a fucking book and watch some shit on YouTube. I went to the place. I've seen black people treating other black people like shit in Africa. But if you don't have a degree, then you got to come serve and work for me. Don't dress the shit up. Well, it's not the same. Nobody wants to belong to another person. Nobody. I hate when I gotta belong to somebody on contract. But I do it because I gotta get paid, right? But my thing is, we always want to dress some shit up when we do it. If the white man do it, he the devil. If you do it, you a devil too. The fuck? What is
well, no,
wrong
we're
with
not a
us?
devil because we didn't have a choice in the matter because of white
Oh, we
supremacy.
always had a choice. My mom used to say the choice is yes or no,
I'm
but
just
it's a
playing.
goddamn
I'm
choice.
just playing
I know
devil's
you is. I'm
advocate.
just saying. But I hear that shit all the time. If we know better, everybody not as strong as you. No, bitch. You get to be accountable for what the fuck you've done. If you chose a man over your children, you don't get to say the dick was so good, I was mesmerized. No, bitch, you get to take all the shit your kid gonna talk about you ass, and you can't say shit about it.
That part.
I love when Judge Mathis have a woman on there and she was a drug addict and she want to act like she clean now. He fucks them up.
Oh, he won in.
You got to take accountability. I love it when he does it. I love it because we
Absolutely.
just not into
And
that. Like right now, go ahead, sissy.
I think taking accountability requires work, Londa, because once you start taking accountability, there's shit that you got to do. And so it's so much easier to go along to blame white supremacy or to blame circumstance or to blame our community or to blame our environment. Because once you accept accountability, you have to then do things differently. Like I'm overweight. I have to accept accountability that I eat shit that I should not be eating. That I
So,
need to be exercising more. But it's
but it
better
ain't
for
your
me to be
fault
like,
to
well,
be white supremacy
I've been
making
so
you do
tired
that.
and I had yeah, and I had, I was so tired I couldn't cook. No, it's a choice that I'm making to put shit in my body that's not good for me. So I got to make that same choice to get it all, to not make those decisions. I can't blame that on white supremacy because the cheaper foods are bad for you. Fuck no, because I could go spend $10 to get my nails done. Instead of get my nails done, I could put that towards healthy food. So it's all about choices. But we have to be real about accountability. Everybody's not willing to accept accountability for what is going on and what is happening in our individual lives. I'm not speaking on a grand scale because I don't know every black person. I don't know every black person's experience, but I'm saying for some of us, it's about accountability because when you know better, you really are supposed to do better. And some motherfuckers don't
Supposed.
want to do, but don't know better because they don't want to take the actions to do better. It's easier to do the wrong shit than to do the right. It's easier for me to pick up something to eat than to bring my ass in here and make something.
Look, I'm gonna
It's
keep it
way
all the way
easier,
above the
but
top.
it's a quick fix, but it fucked me up in the long run. You know what I mean? So,
Right on.
uh,
Sisters saying that.
Sister
Okay.
Chelsea Levi say that people out here acting like they are educated because they read the colonizers' literature. It's all about the experience. What makes you educated? That part.
For
That
real,
part.
for real. So look, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with y'all because I like y'all. So South Africa has taken Israel to the International Court of Justice. Now, if you understand the background, this should be don't. This is a symbolic shit. They can't stop shit. America
Mhm.
has more veto power in this court. It's the shit is fucked up. But my thing is, and I love South Africa, been there too, love it. They got they shit for real. They got a colored group in South Africa that hate black people, but the white people hate them. It's a whole fucking story. But anyway,
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm glad South Africa, maybe because they went through apartheid, because they took them to court for genocide. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's been really hard for me to give a fuck about the Palestinians. It's just been hard.
Mhm.
Because the Arabs, they've done some shit to us. And
Mhm.
so I also know that black people live in Palestine as well. And they still treat them like shit, even though the Jews are treating them like shit. See, this is what I mean about research and really being about that life. So I just can't jump on the fucking bandwagon of it. I'm trying not to even be in this fucking war. Really, I'm listening because they got right now we're in war in the Congo. We got our own fucking wars and shit. We in war in America.
Mhm.
Fucking safety. You can't go outside without stepping over a homeless person. Like this shit is crazy.
That part.
And not to mention another black person could kill you and niggas won't say nothing. Because you know it's the white man's fault that this dude brought a gun, put a clip in it, rolled up to my house, shot me, killed my family, and now we're gonna blame it on the white man. Damn, that's kind of deep. So for me, as
Mhm.
I look at this thing that's happening between Israel and Palestine, as much as I can see what's blatantly happened to these people, I just know the shit they gonna probably do to me because I see what they do to
That part.
Africans in their country. See how this shit is so not black and white. This shit is
And
so
we see how
tricky.
some of them treat us over here in the stores we go into,
Yeah,
and we have to interact with
yeah,
them over here. They some of the rudest, disrespectful, mean motherfuckers you'll ever meet in your life.
that's real talk. But here's the
You
Africans
know,
standing up
so
for these motherfuckers, and they treat the Africans like shit in their country.
oh Loya
Girl,
said,
look,
"Hello, I'm
I
probably saying
couldn't
that all
end
the
this.
way wrong. I'm so sorry." She said, "The Palestinians, what did they look like 100 years ago?"
Some people say they was could have been a little bit more melanated, but if just to look up Black Palestinians, look that up because they still exist. I mean, some of them are straight up from Africa too, but some of them are mixed in or whatever, and they treat them like shit in Palestine. These are the Palestinians who claim they're being treated so badly by Israel, so badly. And I'm not saying that they are or aren't, but how the fuck are they treating black people even though they're oppressed? Make that
Hmm.
shit make sense. So no,
Well,
I don't have an opinion.
that's just like poor white trash over here wanting to treat black people like they beneath them, and you have a higher income than them, live in a better neighborhood, have better cars, and they still want to be, acting like they above somebody and they the bottom of the totem pole in the white world. So yeah, I get exactly what you're
And we know
saying.
that Arabs are the buffer race. We know that about Arabs. See, we don't want to talk about that term buffer race because then in our own country we have buffer race people. That's who you always see in the limelight. You tell me the
Hmm.
last time you seen a dark skinned woman in any kind of black movies and her love interest was a dark skinned person. You tell me about that. We act like every black person is
The
beige.
last time I
We
seen
don't
that
have no
was
black.
Queen and Slim, and they both died at the end. I'm asking. I'm trying to think of really melanated,
No, that's
two
real talk,
melanated people.
Khadijah.
They.
And he's from London. He's from Uganda. He's Ugandan. His parents are,
Mhm.
and then she's from another country too. So they weren't even African
You just said
American.
melanated. I'm just talking about melanated, and they
Yeah,
that was the last melanated
yeah,
I've
yeah. But I'm just
seen.
saying, this is a really good video out about the black people who live in Palestine. Please believe me. And
She
and
said,
then one of
yes,
the
they exist. They just don't show these people
there's
to
a,
the U.S.
yeah, there's a really good documentary. Because this my thing is, I agree with you, but I believe they ain't got to show us shit, bitch. I mean, show us nothing. We go looking for it. I go looking for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe nothing this government says. If the government tell me that all black people are on welfare, I'll be like, that's a damn lie. Because I work with half of them. They got jobs.
Hmm.
They got jobs. But I feel like if you still relying on the government to educate you, you deserve to be a slave. You deserve to be a slave because you're really asking these people to educate you when you know they don't want to educate you. We up here complaining about ethnic studies. Teach your own children. There's enough stuff out here where you can teach your own children.
Mm-hmm.
But some of y'all don't want to do that. I don't know why y'all don't want to do that.
Sister Belazar said it's the same here. When shit happens, they only show white folks because apparently white folks are the only ones that are hurt and black people don't hurt. Very true.
Look, they still
Yep.
using larger needles on black children than they do other people. We don't. There's a lot of reports, y'all, but we still rush our ass to the hospital.
That part.
And if y'all think they didn't experiment on black people, look up what's her name, the sister with her cells went into space, but they let this woman
Henrietta
die.
Lacks.
Yeah, they let this woman die penniless and use her cells. Been in
Henrietta
space.
Lacks.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But if y'all, we don't think that. Most black people didn't even fucking trust the hospitals. That's why grandmama was so good on remedies. Because you should be alive. You may have a scar or something like that, but you will live.
And you might have one big ass foot and a big toe, but they wrapped that shit up and you would live. They couldn't send you to the hospital knowing you died. Seriously. I remember old people would
No,
like,
that's real talk.
come on, your
They will
blood
not
pressure
go
high,
to
your
that.
arms swollen. They were like, nope.
They will not go to
Excuse
that goddamn hospital. But see, now we know why. That's like
Yeah.
them 216 inmates they found in that jail, Mississippi. You know they probably all black people. We're talking Mississippi that still got the Confederate flag in their flag.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel me? And I've been all through Mississippi. I've been down to where they threw him and Till's body in the creek thing and pulled him out. I've been at the Daughters of the Confederacy statue.
Mm-hmm.
And see, my thing is, even with this diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's only like that because we have gay people. They don't give a fuck about integrating and being equal to black. They don't care about including us. We've been here for
That part.
years, for hundreds of years. You think they care about including us? That shit is about gay people and gay rights. That has nothing to do with you being black.
Mm-hmm. Sister Belazar said, I do not allow them to use no big noodles on me or the children. They didn't want us, they didn't want to treat us and they thought we were animals, so they treated us as such. Alicia says, right, they had natural remedies. Tina McLean says, even when we were enslaved, we didn't have medicine, we used the earth. Yep.
And I remember when I was in the second grade in Philadelphia, and they used to have this man come. He taught us Greek the Greek philosophy or some shit like that, or it's like they bullshit. And then we would have this. They would show this film, and it was about the smallpox. Do you know that, like in slavery, the slave master's child and then the child he played with that was enslaved, they both got it, but the enslaved child mama did all kind of shit to him or whatever in their little hut, and he was fine, but the white child died. So white people's
Mm-hmm.
always known that our DNA was different. They've
Yep.
always known it. Cat Will said something, and she said the people who are holding up who are knowledgeable. He said the liar always know where the lie is. So that's why he said white people study us so much is because they know who we are. We don't know who we are. So they looking to
Mm-hmm.
see what would you do
I
if you knew
agree.
about you. But I'm willing to bet you ain't gonna do shit. Because most of us, we done had all kind of people come to us. We had Noble Drew Ali. We had Marcus Garvey. We had, oh my God, it's just so, I can't even name them all. We've had,
Malcolm X, Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
yeah, we've had so many people come to us. But my thing is, and I remember calling mom saying, if you know the truth to be the truth, what the hell are you going to do about it? I something I totally remember because what I remember is that when people got the knowledge, they use it to enslave other people because I've seen that.
Yep.
I've seen it
Mm-hmm.
because monsters and devils they come in every race, and you don't get to blame the one white one because that's the last one on the planet.
And people
This nigga,
sometimes think enslavement means by chains only. No, baby. Uh-uh.
mm, no.
Mm-mm. Y'all taking it too literally.
Yeah,
Some of y'all motherfuckers is enslaved mentally. You could be free and still act like you're on the plantation. So
sis,
it's a
we know
mental
that.
enslavement.
You see what she said?
The
I know
Africans
that.
in
You know, I've been
Africa
all
don't
over
even
Africa.
the Africans in Africa don't even know who they are, especially with all this Christianity BS. It's sickening. Mm.
Because in Africa, look, when I was in Ghana for the first time, this is because I always have themes that I like to kind of check out. I noticed that every time we got in a taxi, like say if the dude was playing Bob Marley, we get in. No, he was playing a Christian song. We get in, he throwing Bob Marley because I had locks at the time, and I was like, "Do you notice that?" My friend was laughing, and then we have like Praise the Lord Cab Company. Praise the Lord. Thou shalt not beat thy wife bar. Get praise the
I'm
Lord,
dead.
hallelujah,
I
hair
am
salon. And I
dead.
was like, So they wear Christianity like you would wear a coat. See, I would say this. Let me just keep it all the way a buck because I'm a spiritualist more than anything else. The Christianity that black people do when we deep in it, when I've been in the deep parts of the South or I've been in the holiness church, that's because we've been through something. That's why we yell and the catch the ghosts or what all that kind of stuff. But in Africa, they just emulating. They're not even in touch with the shit they've been in because they kind of they what you call co-conspirators with the white people.
Hell yeah.
How somebody gonna come in your house with this 50 of y'all and two of them and they come out and beat your ass? How is that possible? Because you was in
That's even like
cahoots.
when
That's
when
what.
when black people in America sing church hymns, it hit different. It
Yes.
when they sing it, it hits totally different. The rhythm of their voice,
Rhythm
everything
is
just hits
something.
totally different than somebody
Rhythm
who
is.
could, uh, uh, another country singing the same gospel song. The feeling is not there. I don't know if it's because they didn't have the live experience through
I
their
don't know.
ancestors, but it just means something. You ever hear somebody young sing some shit, and you be like, "Oh my god!" Like she's singing like somebody big mama, and and they weigh 100 pounds, but she's that's her ancestors coming through in her voice and the
Right.
story that they've been through. So because we've been through
Yeah.
some real shit, and that's why it hits us different. It really
That's my
does,
point.
Sister
Because
Bellazar.
we took the Christianity that they gave us and we did something else with it. Every group
Revamp it,
practiced it.
made it our
Every
own.
group.
Mm-hmm.
But with us, something else is mixed in. That's why going to a black church is not like going to any other church. We may
Mm-hmm.
make jokes about certain stuff that we do, but we know what that's about. We know that's the place where we tend to shout because it means something. We really think a higher being
Mm-hmm.
is listening to us, no matter
Mm-hmm.
if you practice it or not. I can go in any space and feel when Akbar's mama or whoever that was saying that call of prayer,
Mhm.
the Islamic, that didn't sound like the call of prayer, no Arabs.
Hell no.
It didn't sound like that. She hit it like she was paying the bell. Like I felt that.
Mhm.
And I don't
She
even
has
speak
some
Arabic,
soulful stuff
but I
in there.
felt what she did. I said, that ain't the call of prayer. I'm used to hearing sound like, Lord. I didn't hear that. I heard panic. I heard like, okay,
So
whatever she's singing, I'm about that life. But I think
mhm.
that's
I
the
remember
part of
that.
us that we have to, and I also think people are so afraid of the white man. We just practice stuff even when the shit don't make sense. Because I've been places and people did shit, and I was like, player, I'm not fucking doing that. So don't ask me. Because I'm a spiritualist, but I just don't follow motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck about covering your water with a napkin. You do that shit. You are no more connected to God than I am. See, what if we all felt like that? What if we said to the pastor, okay, we all gonna work. You just gonna get the sermon. And maybe we give you a free chicken dinner. Maybe we do that. But what if everybody felt like they had a direct connection to whatever that divine spirit is? But with that comes responsibility now.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With that comes responsibility. And I
Absolutely.
don't even think we really understand that.
Mm.
Really, I don't.
Right. Well, well, well.
So I don't know.
This has been an
Girl,
interesting
let me tell you
conversation tonight.
something. Yeah. But Khadijah, you know how we do it. That's why y'all ain't noticed, but we got kicked out the mosque.
I didn't even give a shit.
Because you really thought I was gonna like not come to my sister. Was it me or you? I can't even remember. But you was like, it was
They
me. I
kicked
got
you
kicked
out,
out. You said
and
my
then they told me to go get ready for the meeting. Like, girl, if you don't get the hell out of here, if my sister ain't welcome on out this piece, what the y'all done lost your mom? My mama name is May, and they kicked us out. It don't matter.
which was
And
great.
what was so
You
funny, they
know,
had to call on us later on when Dr. Collett had came. 'Cause we was real tight with him when we
she was
had
like, with
left the mosque and went down, to go do some work, and they had to come find us because he wanted to see us. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got kicked out of the study group. It wasn't big enough to be a mosque. Wasn't enough members.
yeah, it really was. But you just was
At
not
least
gonna
along
like.
because we was the same way we are right now. We were back then, and I had just came back from a laborers meeting in Chicago, so I don't know what the hell Londa did while I was gone. But we came back. I came back to the first, the meeting that Sunday, and when Londa walked in, they told her she had to get out. She couldn't come in, so they're gonna tell me, but you go ahead and report to Sister Captain. I'm like, who y'all talking to? Uh, if my sister can't come in here, I can't come in here. Y'all can. What sister? You better get on post, bitch. You better get out my face. If my sister can't come up in here, I can't come up in here. So they kicked us up out of here. So and I was the secretary. So oh well,
Yeah,
it
they
is what
be
it
all right.
is. I don't play that.
They be all right. Look, that's
I've
how I
been
know
kicked
we.
out of better places.
Yeah, you know what the thing was, but they thought we was so brainwashed. Like we just wanted to, dude. The shit you telling me, I already know.
We've been
I
reading
already
this shit since
know.
we were little kids, and they also thought because we were heavy black girls that our self esteem was low, and I ain't never been no insecure fat girl. That ain't never been my motherfucker. Still not ever. Not even in high school when I was thicker than most with big titties. I ain't never been no desperate big girl. You can say and do whatever. I'm gonna go along.
Ever.
That ain't never ever been me. I ain't never been the big mammy. That ain't never ever been me. And so I think they thought at the time, they young that we were young. We were, heavy, and we were dark skinned. Y'all, they thought they would just have found some mules. We came in, motherfucker, painted the room because the room the sisters was in looked all dingy and dirty. We came in, motherfucker, painted it, made it look good, And we supposed to be
Yeah,
cleaning next to godliness. Then why the fuck is it dirty in here? So we wanted to be next to
yeah,
godliness. So we came in there, painted the room, revamped the shit, hooked it up, and everything. You know what I mean? So we was really living by them
yeah,
principles. Everybody else wasn't. You know what I'm saying? People fucking with
yeah,
people's husbands, and it was just a lot going on in that
yeah.
little ass tiny study group of fucking 20 members. It was a lot, a lot goings on. And so when they knew that we wasn't subject, remember our brother, what's his name, took me on a date, girl. His I don't even want to name no
It
names,
was
but
the shit.
I mean, cause we was young, they had found some fools, but no, my mom ain't raised no fool.
No,
Not these two.
no.
Uh-uh. So
Since
yeah,
Bellator, I got to comment.
I don't even. Yeah, Sister
See that
Bella's like, yeah,
happen.
that's not us. That's I. That ain't never been me. No,
Yeah,
I think too highly of
it was just
myself. So
hilarious. Yeah, she said
the
that's
leash
how
our
it
mouth was
be. And
too big, and we knew more than the people that were teaching us. Like they be up there preaching, I'd be like, that is not the true story here, because we knew our fucking history. We knew black people.
did,
He
we
be
did.
up there just a lying, and we'd be like,
And
it's
the
not
minister
the
was
truth.
4'6". The minister was 4'6". You remember? So this nigga had like a Napoleon complex.
He looked like
Well, you
Gino,
sometimes you gotta listen.
Pastor Gino, whatever his name is.
You know. He said sometimes you just gotta listen when you know. Why the fuck I gotta waste my time listening to your ass when I already know? You need to do some more studying,
Yeah,
boo
that
boo, because I'm not even you way older than me. You said you was around in the 60s. Why you still telling
Gina
me this? I mean,
McClain said a damn leprechaun. Pretty much with a bow tie on.
oh shit. And we just was not impressed with the. I think we used to kill me as we started talking about the fucking Master Farah Muhammad stories. That shit used to burn me the fuck up. Because my
And
ancestors
keep
would have
in mind,
never just went for this.
y'all, we were 16 and what, 8, so however what we were, 16 and whatever what we were,
Yes.
15, 16 going to the mosque, I was. We were also studying with other groups besides just the Nation of Islam. So
Yes.
we got to just see everything. Like, we knew that they had only read the books from the Nation of Islam, so their knowledge was
Yes.
limited to Measures to the Black Man and How to Eat to Live
Yes.
and whatever
Yes.
rhetoric they had coming down from there. So he couldn't go beyond. If you ask him some shit about anything other than the Nation of Islam doctrine, he was lost in the sauce. Like he would be lost. He was just lost. Yeah,
Yeah.
they be on some BS because they are lacking in height. Yeah, he was on that little short man complex. Get his short ass out
Oh
of
God.
here. That's what you could do.
But then I don't know
Go on
how you talk
somewhere.
about the black man as God and then Master Farah Muhammad right above your head. Like this nigga is clearly
Master Fard
white.
Muhammad was a
Like,
short white man. Yeah. And Elijah Muhammad was probably like a generation from being white his damn self. Neither one of these people were melanated people
yeah,
to come teach nobody nothing.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but that just
The
tell
shit
you,
was crazy.
and they can't say shit like they had to be like because Marcus Garvey was dark and people listened to
He
him. Just
came
say that's
before
what the
them.
fuck y'all
That's
fed
the problem.
into. Just say that y'all needed somebody to come looking like them for y'all to believe, and I'll accept it. I mean, that's hey, who the fuck am I?
Yeah, me
That's your
too.
opinion. I just know Master Muhammad would never none of my God. You can't replace Jesus Christ with Master Farah Muhammad. I did a post about that maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I said Nation of Islam got it because there was when they was like really. And I'm not a Christian like that, you know what I mean? I go to church, I go anywhere that there's somebody giving some knowledge, I'm gonna go. But I'm not a Christian.
Yeah.
But y'all can't talk about blonde hair, blue eyed Jesus, and y'all got leprechaun Master Farah Muhammad with the white to the side. Leave it to Beaver comb over. You can't do that. That's them the same two motherfuckers. One got long hair and one got a leave it to Beaver haircut. Same two people. They brothers.
Oh shit.
No, you know I'm not
That's true.
lying.
That's true.
But they just act like
Khadijah.
because he came and had us put on suits and bow ties and all that shit. Nation of Islam was fun while it lasted. I was 16, so I was just down for the movement. I was just but
You know the
shit. By the
was
time I
it was
hit
the
17,
Malcolm
I
X
was cool as
movie.
hell on that place.
I seen the Malcolm X movie and was like, I'd like to see what these people are all about. That's how I got to the mosque.
But
Spike Lee.
But we went before the Nation of Islam. I think that solidified us going because we were so pumped up that it was coming out. We took Ramsey went with us. Hell of us want to go see that because they knew we were Black Muslims. So we had went before it. But then when we seen that, we was like, fuck that. We building a nation around this. We was pumped up off my and them niggas wasn't building nothing.
They wasn't about their life.
Nathan was being built. Like, yeah.
These
So
niggas up here,
I don't know. It was
they
fun
can't even
times though.
collect.
Some of the time.
Yeah. We were young, Khadijah. So some people, I always like, there's a calling. I don't see that as much anymore, but I remember those early 90s and people feeling like we just came off a Word to the Mother and Black Medallions and all that conscious hip hop. Like I listened to the conscious hip hop of the 80s. Poor Righteous Teacher, Gang Star, Public
Tribe Called
Enemy. Like
Quest.
the best
Leaders of the
rappers
New
to me were
School.
Muslim. Yeah. Yeah, the best rappers were Muslim, and they said shit that we knew what they were saying because we had read the lessons and the shit made sense. Black
We was down with all the
man, you are
Wu-Tang, all
God.
the 5%, all that.
Yeah, we knew all that. Since we got stopped, we got over here rolling.
I'm
You see next
just
comment?
telling y'all the truth. Like we had some funny times sitting.
We
Anytime
did.
we tried to be a part of an organization, we got some funny
It
times. We
didn't
moved
work.
to the Bay Area and worked for some Muslim man down there. We got some funny stories down there. Like, yeah, it's just I don't know. The
Remember we
Black
visit?
woman is
Remember we?
unprotected everywhere.
Yeah, I'm so go ahead.
No, go
What you
ahead.
say?
Remember what?
No, I'm gonna
I
say,
just said
man,
the
we
Black
went to
woman's
go see.
unprotected everywhere.
Right on, man, we went down to go see Malcolm X in the AAU or whatever it was, and them motherfuckers was crazy.
Oh yeah. Or the Jamu.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
them
remember that.
motherfuckers was crazy. And I just was like, what?
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers selling tofu with white people out there selling tofu on their behalf. Like, what the?
Yeah, we was
No,
like, when
that was the
remember I
Uhuru
said we
house.
come in here.
That
Remember
was
I said,
the Uhuru
if,
house.
yeah. Remember I said we come in here and his wife is white. We up out of here. Remember that?
Here she come.
Oh,
You
there
said,
she
oh, we
come,
got
looking
to
like
get.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
We've been in some
Remember
shit,
I'm gonna
y'all.
get you, sucker. He was so Black Power, and the woman was white.
Pink Primer, brother.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
you sister
Yeah, pretty much.
Bellazzar's coming before we get him.
And what
You
have
seen
they
it?
built now? Where is all that money that they have, and what are they doing with it? How many schools do they have? How many children are they taking? That part. Good
Well, Chicago's
question.
taking care of. Chicago's taking care of, and maybe Indianapolis, because that's like
And
the
Chicago
department.
probably only their members because the crime rate in Chicago in the neighborhood where these mosques is fucking astronomical. So they only taking care of them and theirs. They ain't taking care of no damn communities because the crime rate in there is ridiculous.
And if the white man, let me just keep it all the way a buck, if he really felt threatened by you, you would be gone already.
I say that all the time. Well,
Because
who's scared of
they got rid of
Farrakhan? He
Malcolm.
just sits up there
They got rid of
with a
Malcolm.
tight suit on, looking
Even
like a
Dr.
fat
King.
Christian. But Vincent Farrakhan look like a fat Christian pastor that eat a lot of hog mogs and fatback and play that goddamn violin with a clean and fresh products with a comb over. I'm so over Black people. Like he's not a threat. Nobody's afraid of nothing he's
I'm
saying.
saying,
He's not saying shit to be a threat about. He's not building an army. Nobody's a. You don't
yeah.
even see Black Muslims looking around like they have changed. I know Muslims now that are so overweight, don't have no bald heads, don't look like they look like every other average nigga you see on the street. You can't even identify a Muslim by the way they look no more. They barely say salam assalamu alaikum to each other. So I don't
Well,
know
I'll
where I
say
don't know
this.
where the Muslims at.
I would say
Even I went
this.
to Philly, the Muslims are working in the goddamn bar. Muslims working in the bar
Yeah.
selling weed and drinks.
I would
I'm
say
being
this,
honest,
Khadijah. No, I
with full
agree.
hijab on. So I mean,
I agree.
Tina McClain eating bacon
All
and
I'm saying,
everything. I mean, come on, Tina.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know.
All
I
I
don't
can
know.
say is, black people, you are your leader. Stop looking
That
for a
part.
Messiah. Stop looking for a leader. It's you. It's you. It's you. You
You
don't
are
need
who you've
nobody
been
to come
waiting
show you
for.
the way. That's right. That's right.
It's like the world has
You
lost
know,
respect for everyone. So true.
yeah. But I feel like if
Yep.
you stood, because back in the day, people, as much as we, like I don't really know that much about them, but people did have to have a plan for themselves. Even if niggas got out of jail together, they still had a plan to get together to do some shit, even though if the shit was crooked. Like, I mean, what happened at
Hmm.
that? Because people are so jealous of shit. Because right now, y'all jealous of just mere possessions. Y'all can't even live long enough
That
to
part.
build some shit where you can start arguing over it. Like y'all arguing before y'all. My uncle, bless him, my uncle Stanley, bless him. He said the black man is how he talked. The colored man, he would say, because he used that term. He said he would get to the door of the promised land, open up the door, and they would start an argument. Should we step in on the right foot or the left foot? And I never forgot that because I see it. We don't even build shit, and we jealous of shit. Well, why they keep using her to ask her a question? Well, why they always go to her? Like, what about me? I can talk too. Well,
Mhm.
bitch, talk. But we ain't even built shit yet, and we argue. What are we arguing over? Air? We ain't
That's
even got
true.
shit.
Arguing in the
Trust me,
planning
I know. I
stages and the brainstorming.
yeah, we can't even get a brainstorm. Can we get through? Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can meet with her because she thinks she this. No, bitch, you think she's this.
See that? Yep. Yep. And all he has to do is walk forward. It don't matter if it's the left or the right. Just walk. Just walk. Yep.
But we ain't gonna.
That's
That's
a
my
good
uncle say. He said
analogy.
we'll get right to the door and be like, I don't know. He want to step in on the right foot. I think we should. If you don't walk through this motherfucker, I'm gonna bust your ass. That's how I be feeling. Like I just feel like we're the belt. Just where the fucking belt at.
I can't with this one.
Some of y'all need ass whoopings. That's why I believe ass whoopings have their place. It ain't
Sure
nothing
do.
like ass whooping that will make you step in on the right foot. We be stepping in however we supposed to. We gonna do that door. But we've been arguing
I
so long
can't
at the
with this
door.
one.
All the other groups that moved past us, they like, we can't be waiting with these niggas because they still trying to
Yeah.
figure out from 1980 what they should do. We can't. That's why other groups move past us. I don't even think. I think they know
Mhm.
where our ancestors were brilliant and some of us was brilliant, but it's kind of like they like, yeah, we don't really have time for them to decide what's going on.
We
We
don't
just
have time. We
don't.
got to sort this out. We got to keep pushing.
Yeah, because I got to
Mhm.
send money back home, so I ain't got time for this bullshit. I got responsibilities. I got to take care of a whole village and get a pipeline in it, motherfucker. Like I don't have time to be over here arguing about you on welfare and getting free government assistance. And
Yeah.
I ain't got time to argue about that. We have nothing where I'm from. Nothing.
Or they can't be. They can't have time to argue about who got the most degrees. They ain't got time.
Yeah,
They got shit to do.
they just
Yep.
go get them. They go get degrees. They got degrees
Hmm.
on shit they're
Yep.
never gonna do. Like I got a PhD in air versus physics. What the fuck is that? What are you gonna do with
I
that?
can't with you.
But niggas, we still getting shit in childcare and knowing you already got 50 fucking kids. Why you need a degree in that shit? You already know that shit. But another motherfucker tell me they doing a degree and child development and they fucking kids and some heathens. I swear I'm just gonna bust them in the fucking mouth. Shut up. The fuck up. Shut your ass up. Your fucking kids sitting over here
Uh,
dead.
but
You
no
should have
common
took that
sense or lived
before you
experience.
had.
That part.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
it just be some bullshit. Like I'm not gonna be able to do it. Like I'm just not gonna be able to do it. I'm trying. You know me
I
because you
just
go down
brought
and be
with this
like,
one here.
I do these looks at my sister and I'll be like the case in point. This is the honest got true. We had a meeting, you was at the same meeting. Y'all had all women in y'all group. We had 3 men in our group, and the other group had like 2 men and 1 woman. Well, Khadijah's group, we had the 3 pages we had to finish. They group did all fucking 3 pages. The group next to them did a page, did 2 pages.
And a half.
My fucking group did
Yep.
1 page. 1 page in that, yeah. My group did 1 page and maybe one sentence on the second page. Now we had three
We was on a
men,
mission.
and then we had a talkaboo white woman who wanted to analyze every fucking thing, and then a white man who kept doing this to his fucking hair while he complained about his fucking job.
he had
And
the
then the black
he had
man
them
was
Justin
my
Bieber
brother.
bang here.
Yeah, I was like, you're too fucking old for Justin Bieber bangs, but it's okay. Then it was the black man who was the fucking recorder, and he didn't know how to tell these motherfuckers, can we just get some shit on the board? Because he was
That
like
part.
trying to honor, and I was like, dude, like,
Well, my
you
group
gotta
was like
like
a
tell
little
me let me be.
multicultural group. We had the Indian lady in our group. We had the white lady in our group. We had the biracial lady in our group, and then we had me, the black woman, in our group. And we just knocked the shit out. We went to all our bullet points and the talking points, and we had 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. So we gave each
We
category
didn't
um
we didn't have
uh 6 minutes to each page. And so that's how we were able to complete our. We was on a mission. Shit.
that shit got on my nerves. So
I looked over there,
I just
y'all. Londa was like this. Then next thing I
I
know,
was
she
so
was leaning up on something. I said, "What the hell is she doing over
this
there?"
man was talking his ass off, and I was like, look here, Justin Bieber. Sit your motherfucker.
Daddy,
I just so I
Justin
was
Bieber,
like, and
granddaddy.
we only had like 15 minutes. Y'all did all of
15 to
y'all.
20 minutes. Yep. We
I
was
just was
done, y'all.
like,
We had time. We were done before everybody. We had to, they were still working. We wasn't sat back in our seats and just lollygagged.
hey, the crazy
That was
part
funny.
about this as well, Khadijah, was y'all were all women. The
Hmm.
men was holding all the groups back. Cause they don't know women
Yeah.
can chew bubble gum, cook, and tie your shoelaces at the same fucking time.
Hmm.
This man
So
complained
true.
like an old white woman. He complained like an old white woman. Like maybe he was raised by his great great grandmother. Cause his feelings. I was so sick of this motherfucker's feelings. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to choke the shit out. That. I was looking at the motherfucker like, and you know when you grit no wife and they try not to give you eye contact?
You
Because
eye
I was like,
contact. And you had that shut up look like shut your ass up.
why they think, well, I don't
But see,
know.
I
I'm like,
also
oh no,
thought, I also felt too that y'all needed a woman moderator to speed him along because men don't know how to cut off men. He playing jump rope like he trying to jump in one block. I'm gonna move on. They don't know how to move the shit along, and he wasn't able to keep it
not to
flowing.
mention because they wanted us to read that paper with all the motherfucking words in 3 minutes.
Yeah, the first two pages.
And
Yeah,
then pull out the gems,
that's
dude.
why
I'm
we
still
skimmed.
reading.
That's why we skimmed the shit and then went to the bullet points. That's what we did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they need a woman to
They
moderate. They
definitely
really
did.
did.
Oh god. And I think y'all had the woman
Hello,
who's over the
Angelina,
whole
Andy,
story in y'all group.
Richardson, Bleen.
Yeah. I think that y'all had the woman who's over all the school, at least under like an assistant, attendant, superintendent. She was in y'all group.
And she was
What?
just she was really recording. What
So
else? What else? We were trying to like
yeah,
really get through
yeah.
some shit.
I was like, you can't have no man be the moderator. No, not on the group. He should have shut. He should have shut that man ass down. I was just like, dude. And one thing I like about the lady, she makes it. We're in there an hour and a half. We're in there an hour and a half. She don't go over. No, she honors
That
that
part.
fucking time. She started on time. She ended on time.
Yeah. So now if you want to stay over and
You
talk
right,
afterwards, you be free, but the class is over. That is
you
so
go right in
true.
that parking lot and talk your ass off till the sun come down. But I'm out of here.
But
Holy shit, I
we
gotta
done
go.
out of here. Yep.
I got to go. So anyhow, child. Ooh, Lord God, help me, Lord Jesus. So y'all, look, this was a great show. We've been on here a minute, player, but I just feel
Right.
like we're gonna have to break this magic think of whew, of us not being accountable. And y'all know I just be talking and acting for. I'm really a nice person. I'm really cool. But I just I feel too old. I feel like J Mom when she says I hate a do over. And I feel like I think we're on reruns now. I don't think we're on a do. I think we're on reruns.
Yeah.
When I
I
watch
agree.
grown ass niggas in they 60 walking around with African medallions on because they just woke up when they was 70. And then you're gonna criticize fucking young people. Shut your ass up. Fuck you criticizing people for. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I just really fucking like that. You know how I feel about kids. We learned this shit when we were teenagers. See, we from Philadelphia. I think that means
Literally.
something. We from the heart of the ghetto. Philadelphia. I think
Literally.
it means something. Yeah, but I just feel like when I see older people walking around with medallions on and and there's nothing wrong with that, but quit acting like you 20 years old, you just discovered that the black man was God. Get the hell out of here. You should be very humble because now you're like a child because you ain't know shit.
Sister,
I feel your pain. I've been
yep.
in this groups like that before.
And Sister Bella's, I read your post, and I will text you before we come on live, so you'll know to get on live. I got you. I
But you
got
did
you.
pretty good. You was already here though. Yeah, you was already here though. You see her comment?
Yeah, she said she canceled. I was saying, I said, well, I'll
Oh,
exclamation. I'll call her or text me before we start.
yeah.
Excuse me.
So anyway, but
Well, all
we
right,
about
y'all.
to
It's
bounce off. Yeah, we
been
love
on here over
y'all.
2 hours and some change.
Yes,
And my
I think
sister
the
can
first
talk all night
warm
now.
up.
Speaking with Yolanda.
Yeah, I think it was a warm up. And if y'all know any stories, we should be checking out. We are. And then all of you all, I mean, those who inbox me, I will definitely send you the personal invite in time because we're gonna be meet with all the female candidates for Sacramento, District 2, District 8, District 6, I believe, and the mayor.
Hey,
And I mean that's running for
candidate.
mayor. And so we can talk to them as black women and see what it is that they're gonna offer us and why we should be supporting them, whoever it is. So yes.
We appreciate you guys for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Do something special for yourself on purpose because you deserve it. Sister Belazar and Sister Tina, thank y'all. Well, I know I've been truly entertained tonight. You guys have made me laugh, and I need you to laugh. Thank you so much. I love you. We love you too.
We love you
Thank
too.
y'all
We
for
do. We
watching.
do.
And we will be back next Sunday with Sitting with Sisters. Enjoy y'all
Look at
week.
my
Be
lips.
safe.
This is how you went back in the day. Maybe you used to end off like this. All right, bye, y'all. Oh, Lord.